it's a Chelsea day. So blue, baby, that's chipping pain. Talking dreams while the sky stays bright. Rest your head, but not the night. Every morning, every go we see. In our heart is Chelsea, me and you, we can agree. Oh, take me out and stand with you, river you talk. When to tap I take you. Oh, Chelsea, we stand tall. We stand tall. Everywhere we give our all. Everywhere, yeah. Forever we're true. Together we rise, just me and you. In nights that you will go on. 3 hours away, so need of my own. It will look so late in river. Whoa, whoa. In the blue, our spirits fly. With every cheer, we touch the sky. In this love, we find our way. Chelsea forever, day by day. Whoa, Chelsea, stands on. Cover up with the hand. We give our all. Chelsea, forever we're true. Together we rise, just me and you. Hey, go wake up, baby, it's a Chelsea day. So blue, baby, that's chipping pain. Talking dreams while the sky stays bright. Rest your head, but not the night. Every morning, every go we see. In our heart is Chelsea, me and you, we can agree. Oh, take me out and stand with you, river you talk. When to tap I take you. Oh, Chelsea, we stand tall. We stand tall. Everywhere we give our all. Everywhere, yeah. Forever we're true. Together we rise, just me and you. In nights that you will go on. 3 hours away, so need of my own. It will look so late in river. Whoa, whoa. In the blue, our spirits fly. With every cheer, we touch the sky. In this love, we find our way. Chelsea forever, day by day. Whoa, Chelsea, stands on. Cover up with the hand. We give our all. Chelsea, forever we're true. Together we rise, just me and you. Hey, go wake up, baby, it's a Chelsea day. So blue, baby, that's chipping pain. Talking dreams while the sky stays bright. Rest your head, but not the night. Every morning, every go we see. In our heart is Chelsea, me and you, we can agree. Oh, take me out and stand with you, river you talk. When to tap I take you. Oh, Chelsea, we stand tall. We stand dusk you were gone. 3 hours so near to my own. It was like so late by in river. Whoa, whoa. In the blue, our spirits fly. With every chill, we touch the sky. In this love, we find our way. Chelsea forever, day by day. Whoa, Chelsea, Chelsea stands on. Cover up with the hand. We give our all. Chelsea, forever but true. Together we rise, just me and you. Hey, go wake up, baby. It's a Chelsea day. So blue, baby, that's cheering play. Talking dreams while the sky stays bright. Rest your head, but not tonight. Every morning, every go we see. In our hearts, it's Chelsea, me and you, we can agree. Oh, take me out and stand. With you, privilege, you talk. When to tap, I take it you. Oh, Chelsea, we stand tall. We stand tall. Everywhere we give our all. Everywhere, yeah, yeah, yeah. Forever but true. Together we rise, just me and you. In nights that you were gone. 3 hours so near to my own. It was like so late by in river. Whoa, whoa. In the blue, our spirits fly. With every chill, we touch the sky. In this love, we find our way. Chelsea forever, day by day. Whoa, Chelsea, Chelsea stands on. Cover up with the hand. We give our all. Chelsea, forever but true. Together we rise, just me and you. Hey, go wake up, baby. It's a Chelsea day. So blue, baby, that's cheering play. Talking dreams while the sky stays bright. Rest your head, but not tonight. Every morning, every go we see. In our hearts, it's Chelsea, me and you, we can agree. Oh, take me out and stand. With you, privilege, you talk. When to tap, I take it you. Oh, Chelsea, we stand tall. We stand tall. Everywhere we give our all. Everywhere, yeah, yeah, yeah. Forever but true. Together we rise, just me and you. In nights that you were gone. 3 hours so near to my own. It was like so late by in river. Whoa, whoa. In the blue, our spirits fly. With every chill, we touch the sky. In this love.
Yes, good people, big up to all of you. Thank you once again for finding the time to join me on here on Chelsea Perspective for another edition of Chelsea Match a Preview Show. I do hope you all are doing well, and as usual, it will be a mashup of Chelsea News Roundup Show and the Match Preview Show. And by the way, we'll be away at Molineux. Is that how you pronounce it? Against Wolverhampton Wanderers for another Premier League cracker. They've been in, you could say, poor form, but they succeeded in winning one game in the last two. We'll look at it. Yeah, hopefully, Charity FC will not strike again. But that's, by the way, I do hope you're all doing well. I will say hello to those of you in the chat. And without wasting much of your time, there are a few items I'd like us to address before we get to the match preview exercise proper. But once again, thank you for joining me. And as usual, the first person in the chat here, Bast05, aka MB05, my bro. I appreciate you. He says, big up Kachila. Hopefully, Chelsea get a win against Wolves tomorrow after what happened against Arsenal on Tuesday. Up the Chelsea, as always. Indeed, we move. Up the Chelsea. Let's see, what else do we have here? Drew, nice to see you, Drew. I do hope you're doing well. I appreciate you finding the time to join the conversation. And my bro, Adebayo Makunjue Kugbado. He says, Kachila in the building. Big up, True Blues. Big up to you too. And my bro, Adebayo Makunju in the building. Always nice to see you. Mod Mana is there, not going anywhere. It's still on the training though. Undergoing training. Big up to you too, my bro. I appreciate you. What else do we have here? Keep dropping the likes on the stream. The likes do go a long way. Currently, we have 7 likes, but we should be doing a lot better than that. If you haven't, take a second, drop a like on the video, and also do subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Sincerely do appreciate you all. Good night to you too. I know, very late for you. See you probably. I'm planning to do a pre-game show. Hopefully that doesn't change. Let me see what we have here. If Legendary Kachila streams tomorrow, I might, but yeah, tone it down. Tone the praising down. I don't like it. Let's see what else we have. Like the stream, people. Like the stream. Let's get the likes up. Let's see if we can get it to 100 likes today. We haven't done that like 3 weeks right now. Anything? Molineux. Okay. That's how to pronounce it. Okay, Molineux. Okay, thank you. I appreciate you for educating me on how to pronounce that accurately. Hopefully, Chelsea can win the FA Cup this year. Let's see what happens. I keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. If you haven't, please take a second, drop a like on the video, and also do subscribe to the channel if you haven't. There you go. All right, this is the presentation window. Without wasting much of your time, we'll start addressing the items we have lined up. If Reece James and Neto had started that Arsenal game, Chelsea would have won on Tuesday. I mean, we're speaking in hindsight now. There's no way to tell if that would have been the case. But it is what it is. Again, good luck to Arsenal. They made it through to the next phase. Kachila, why don't SDs never learn? Why alone out Judge knowing Gittens is injury prone, even though you don't rate him? But at least if it's available, he'd be something. And I don't think it makes sense to actually discount his contribution towards what because how far we've come this season, whether good or bad. And he hasn't done that bad. I mean, he's still very raw, which is in itself means he's not quite ready, but he has the talent, the potential to be one of the best wingers in world football, given his overall dribbling ability. But I agree. I think Judge wanted to leave. Judge wanted to leave last season. For some reason, we weren't able to move him on, so he stayed, which means this window definitely, we've always known, a lot of people knew that eventually that, he will most definitely leave during the January transfer window. And it turns out it wasn't on a permanent. I'm not well acquainted with the details of the contract, whether with an obligation or maybe an option for a permanent purchase. I do not know. But had he stayed, I think that will make the absence of Jamie Gittens less of an issue. So I truly understand where you're coming from. Good night to you too. So without wasting much of your time, we will go. We're already on the presentation window. The first thing here, a lot of Chelsea fans don't rate him, and I'm tired of trying to argue with people try to get them to understand what he brings to the table. I think it's a losing battle. I have to be honest, because until that person comes to the realization that yeah, he's actually a good player and one of our manager's most important player, and he's been one of our best players since the start of this current season. Really, look at this here. Chelsea stats. I think Vince owns this account too, but with accurate, actually statistical presentations, almost I think on daily basis. But this here reads Enzo Fernandez has an exactly equal number of goals, 27 in total, as Lampard from his first 151 game. Amazing. And during an interview, he did say something to the effect of studying Frank Lampard, how he arrives into the box late and all that. He idolized him and all that. But I think we have them all lined up. We'll look at them one by one. But he's come a long way. He's improved significantly. He's a much better player than he was before he joined us. And I know he can only get better because he's still very, very young. Let's see. All right, bye to you to see you. And the Heast is here. Meet your boy, nice to see you. I do hope you're doing well. I appreciate you finding the time to join the conversation. You know what to do. You're a moderator. You can always share the link to your YouTube channel so people can go check it out. So let me see, just for the sake of it, let's see what Chelsea fans make of this because it's a feat. Make of the fact that yeah, he's equaled Frank Lampard's number of goals when he played the same amount of game for Chelsea. Yeah, 27 goals in total in 151 appearances. So that's something. Again, if you don't respect him, maybe that'd be enough for you to start respecting him. And you have to also consider the fact that at some point he was playing with an what's it called, hernia, some sort of issue. I can't quite remember how you pronounce that correctly. Otu Lara says, "No way, Enzo, please go on daily shooting drills." I think he will again. It's a matter of him practicing, and I think he will eventually get better at you could say shooting accurately. He needs some practice. I'd have to agree. Not much. We just how many minutes? I think it's 19 minutes into the show, bro. Hey, Miss Melina, you and I we started a banter, and I bookmarked the last one. We will revisit it at the end of the season, but always nice to see you here, Mel. We gotta work on that collaboration. Also on our sister channel, Soccer Perspective, where we cover all clubs, not just Chelsea Football Club. I need another collaboration with you because yeah, I like listening to you talk football. All right, Miss Melina, my Canadian sister. Good night, Coach. Good night to you too. I'll talk to you again whenever time allows. Where we get to see again. Let's see. Mel here, the Nightbot do its job. Yes, people, go and check out check out. I can't speak. Miss Melina's YouTube channel. And subscribe. YouTube channel. Yep, she covers all EPL clubs and beyond. And the link is there. I'm gonna pin it so that if you haven't, you'd see it. Go make sure to subscribe. I know we all know she's an Arsenal fan, but she covers all EPL clubs and beyond, football as a whole, really. Let's see. But please go check it out. Be sure to subscribe and let her know I sent you. And Miss Melina, thank you so much. I appreciate you. That makes me happy, even though I would, you don't have to do it, but yeah, I appreciate you appreciating what we're doing here, and that's encouraging. So thank you so much, Miss Melina. I appreciate that. What else do we have? Yeah, this is Coach. Who's teaching out Pigeon English? You the Chris supporting the na from the time where I be small picking. Even yeah, if you say the time when my mama still carry me for Belay. Now that time when me I started to support Chelsea. Yeah, at that time from Zaire, I must have wallahi, I no go lie. All right, then. Yeah, I can't change that. And I've said this before, and I still think that's the case. I think you're secretly a Chelsea fan, Miss Molina. But much love to you, my sister. I appreciate you. So let's see what Chelsea fans are saying. Signs of greatness, according to Abbas. Big boy, Kevin. Interesting. Uche Daniel says interesting. Lone Wolf says not even closer to his ceiling yet. I agree. I think he's an excellent player, excellent vision, excellent passing range, and more physical than a lot of people give him credit for. And that's because, as a typical South American player, he'd rather draw a foul than slug it out with you in terms of trying to measure your physicality or your aggression to respond to your aggression with his. No, but he can be aggressive. He can actually be physical. He can shield the ball very well. But more importantly, his strongest tool is his vision. His strongest tool is his vision. He's almost always aware of his surroundings, which is why he's able to orchestrate defense splitting passes without needing a first touch. He's that good. And I'm glad he's here. And the signs are that he's good. He's happy at Chelsea. Just give him the pay rise that we've heard that he's asked. I hope he gets it because I don't want him to go anywhere. Let's see. We can gauge our own we can get our own opinions about Blue Co. We cannot be calling it nonsense with base level knowledge. I think Drew, that's an excellent contribution right there. I think the reason why people just condemn everything subjectively, definitely down to them not having good knowledge of the structure of the project and the intent of the owners, why or why the owners are signing young and up and coming players. Sorry, I can't say that accurately, but I'm happy. I've always known that yeah, we're definitely not ready to win the Premier League this season. Maybe next season. We're actually ahead of time. I have to say that, and I say it, and I'm willing to debate that with anybody. That yeah, we're actually ahead of time. But next season, with 1-2 signings here and there, I think we'll be able to contend for the Premier League. But that, by the way, Drew says we have to look more in depth before trolling. Listen, people are entitled. We're all entitled to our respective opinions. People see things. We all see things from different lenses, and I don't. Again, I don't expect us to all agree. If we all agree, then something is definitely wrong, and that's how I operate. So, but it's okay. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. In total, we have 41 people following the show, 24 on YouTube. The rest are shared between Facebook and X, where the equally Kuchula doesn't know. Let's see. They try to gain dopamine by criticizing by criticizing it stimulates their small brains. Here's the thing. As I've said, people, we're all entitled to our respective opinions, and I don't expect us to all agree. And hopefully, when one disagrees, and if things don't turn out the way we had argued that it will, let's just be open minded and say, yeah. I think, yeah, it was a mistake to have thought that things were that way, whereas they weren't that way in the first place. But I have my friend here, Mancho's Trended TV. Nice to have you here. I do hope you're doing well once again. Who's demanding a pay rise? I heard. There's no way to confirm whether that was was in fact the case at the time. But I wouldn't be surprised if that's the case. These things happen in your daily lives. I'm quite sure you've seen your friends that demand a pay rise, and there are normal ways to do that. But hearing that he's asked for a pay rise doesn't mean he went to the manager's office or to Bolly's office and say, "Yeah, you have to give me a pay rise, or I will leave." I don't think that's the case. There are formal channels that, yeah, one with through which one can do that. Well, because the way we hear it, would think that he went to Bali or maybe wrote the club a letter telling them, "Do it or I'm gone." Yeah. But I have my assistant here in Eugene. Thank you for finding the time to join the conversation. I do hope you're doing well. I cannot thank you enough for always stopping by to support your bro. And my bro says, Kachila Hava, after spending over £1 billion, we are headed nowhere with assigning the likes of Garnacho, with the likes of Garnacho at all. Let me say this. Garnacho, for me, even though I still think he's a good player, but the truth remains, I know you differ. I know in that respect. The truth remains, I think Garnacho was an opportunistic signing. Chances are we still cash in and make a lot of money. But don't get me wrong. I'm gonna say this. You have every right to disagree. I don't think he's a bad player. Something isn't quite right at the moment. Like that game against West Ham United, like Dante did put it on the day, his head was elsewhere, wasn't on the pitch on the day. That's the worst I've seen him, worst performance I've seen from him since joining Chelsea. I know what I'm not saying he's the best player in the world, but he's not the worst either. We've actually had worse players play for us. And I wouldn't have started him in that game against West Ham United because he needs again spaces. If there are no spaces for him to exploit, he's hardly ever as effective as expected. Yeah, he's a pacey player. When there are spaces in behind the opposition defensive line for him to exploit, if you can find him, he can exploit that effectively. I would have loved Gittens to start on the high side and then someone else on the other side because Gittens is, as much as he's looked raw and hasn't performed consistently, I think he'll still come good. This is not just me being positive. I'm just being as objective as possible here because I knew Gittens before Chelsea signed him. But here's the thing. And the reason I've always refused to talk about how much we spend, and I don't want to get into that again. And it's only fair that we take into account that we sold some of those players and made a lot of money from them, and because it didn't work. And when we were signing those players, I've always known that there's no way you say no way on earth that would be able to integrate all of them into the first team. It was never going to be possible. The same thing, same way we had a lot of excellent players, Cobham graduates during a Roman Abramovich era, a lot of them actually had to be sold. Some of them had to ask to leave because there were no path for them at the time. But I respect your opinion, but I hope you respect mine too. Heston, for them, how much spent? You remember how they started? They've shown that they have the intent. Have they made mistakes? I would say yes, absolutely. I can sit here and name a few mistakes that they've made, but I think, as I've always told people, they didn't become billionaires by being dumb. I think the project long term, and it has actually started yielding results now. Actually, 2 trophies in 2025. Not a lot of people gave us a chance to win the Club World Cup. I get it, Conference League. The Conference League could say, yeah, that was a given. But we didn't disappoint. We won it in style as we should because we were, you can say, arguably the best team in that competition at the time. But the Club World Cup, nobody gave us a chance. And if you take a step back and look at the sort of teams were beaten, that screams progress. Irrespective of whether we've made enough progress, that's a debate for another day. You get my point here. So it's only fair that we look at what they've done and see the intent is there. The question is, have they done it correctly? In terms of, you can say, yeah, they've made a mistake. At first they tried to sign the experienced players who all had to put them all on a very, very, you can say, a lot of money in terms of their salary, which at the point became an issue, or they realized, given how the landscape of football has changed from a financial perspective. There's the FFP, there's the PSR. There are a lot of rules, meaning irrespective of how much you have, there are limits to how much you can spend. So if you understand the project, they're actually being proactive. And they're not stupid. They know that eventually some of those players will move on. Not all of them will make it at Chelsea, just as things were under Roman. It's no different now. But I like this sort of conversation. Let's see. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes that do go along with Enzo Fernandez, our best player this season. In my opinion, I agree. Numbers, they say numbers don't lie, and numbers justify that statement on the screen. He's always been there. He's always been one of our best players since he's joined Chelsea. But this season, he's definitely he's definitely our best player. He's improved. He's the leader, gets goals, creates chances, but he's not been lucky with the chances he's created for his teammates. What do you mean the lap needs space? Not, I didn't say the lap. No, Garnacho. Did he say the lap? He says Garnacho, so I'm not sure. The lap is a good player. The lap people actually don't give him enough credit for how good he can, how technical he can be. It's just because people, you can say you can say they've stereotyped him into that sort of aggressive uh, player who always fights on the pitch, and not look beyond that to actually see that he's actually a very technical, gifted player, which was why Bayern want him. Bayern at the time definitely they did see that aspect of his game. They did look beyond his physical. You could say the way he applies himself on the pitch, a lot of physicality, aggression. But if you understand football, if you're able to not let the stereotype get into your head and look beyond and look at, you say, his overall skill set, you'd know that he's actually a technically gifted player. And for multitude of reasons, he struggled to get consistent game time due to injuries, illness at some point, and he hasn't had a full preseason with us. The games he's played for us so far, for me, to some measure, for me, are more like preseason games. And plus, the change of manager doesn't help. All right, and my bro here says Garnacho is a defensive liability. That I agree with you. That I agree definitely. Can he improve on that aspect of his game? Not too late. He's how old is he now? At most 22, but I think he's 21 right now, so he can still improve it. If you can say if he was in his late 20s, then you say probably difficult. That'd be very difficult to address. But that can be addressed because he's still learning. As long as he's open-minded and willing to listen to the manager on how he can become a much better player, he can improve. Yeah. So yeah, but I get where you're coming from, absolutely, and I respect that. Man lacks a special awareness. That do I agree with that second part of it? I think no, no, I disagree with that second part because yeah, he pops up in the right places. The only thing he hasn't done consistently is when you can say finds himself in the right place and his teammate finds him for him to, you can say, be efficient in front of goal. Maybe I need to pay attention more. Chances are you're right, I'm wrong. A 1v1 is utter nonsense. I know that, which is why I said he's not the best of dribblers. And in most cases, needs spaces to exploit it to be effective. And that doesn't make him a bad player. It's just, yeah, those are deficiencies. You can say one of the deficiencies of his. The body language of his teammates towards him says it all. A liability. And that I haven't paid attention to the body language of his teammates towards him, but I get your point. Seeing all those hype of Strasbourg players and Convo who should join us, I believe nobody and none of them will make us stronger. Barco, Morella, and Ciso, and Panicelli. Listen, it's up to the manager, and I'm hearing that he's asked the club to bring in Barco. This Enzo hype is trash. That's up to you. I know you never liked him. Even you never liked him. But yeah, the manager likes him, the club likes him. And and unfortunately one day you cannot change that. We signed him. No, we didn't sign him as a DM. We did not. If anything, we signed him as a deep line playmaker. We did not sign Enzo as a DM. Enzo was never a DM. And by the way, irrespective of how you see how you measure his defensive contributions, he's actually on his day. He's not the type to read the game from a defensive perspective and break up opposition play, but he can press very well. Does a lot of running for his teammates too. I'm not sure how I'm not trying to convince you because I already know you one day. I know you don't like him. So I'm just going to respond to what you have there and move on, but has failed. Box crashing is not why we paid million. No. We did not sign him as a DM. If we did, then yeah, we're definitely very stupid. I don't think we signed him as a DM. If anything, deep line playmaker. And we should sign an attacking midfielder, Ansel Enzo. Enzo isn't going anywhere. He's not a liability. It depends on how you utilize him. All right. Hi to you, to Lusula. Lusula, nice to see you. I appreciate you finding time to join the conversation. Does having space mean defenders moving away? No. If you can put the ball in behind the defensive line, if you time it perfectly, if he can get at the end of it, he can run. He can exploit spaces, but the defender probably won't even catch him. He's actually one of the fastest players in the Premier League. But if you start him against where teams that defend deep, he's in most cases he'd end the game not contributing a lot. All right. About Garnacho, I can say that he must learn how to execute one task at a time. He is supposed to be a left winger, so he has to improve in that position. Chelsea should not count on him undefended. Oh yeah, I agree with that aspect. And chances are, eventually, he's probably gonna be the first to leave. It could actually happen this coming season because yeah, if you're gonna be play on the flanks for Rosenior, you'd have to be good at beating your man. Yeah. So that's where, but I'm not going to get to the extent of saying he's a bad player. The first next player I want to sign is Robinho Jr. I haven't seen him play really. Duo, you mean Desiree Duo is Miles? Who is this? How do you pronounce it? That's not Desiree Duo. It's Miles better. If you're comparing the person to Gusto, then you're talking about somebody that plays in the right back position. And Panicelli, the Strasbourg player, Panicelli will do far better than Delap offers now. Fact, here's okay. Here's the thing. I haven't taken the time to compare them. Maybe when we look at their output, compare their numbers, then we'll be able to get, you can say, a more objective conclusion in terms of who's better than the other. Because numbers do tell us the truth. But even when you compare numbers, it's important to take into account the difference between the Premier League and League R. Yeah, that's a huge difference there in terms of intensity and everything. But yeah, let's see. I cannot wait for Kenda. Is that how you pronounce it, Kenda or Quenda? I've always pronounced it Quenda, but I've heard people pronounce it differently. So maybe I've not been pronouncing it accurately. Really. Give me a second here. Ooh, this timed out. No wonder I haven't seen Mod Manor in the chat in a while. It actually went on a break. Unauthorized break, to be clear there. All right, keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. I appreciate you all finding the time to join the conversation this particular evening. It's still 5:51 p.m. CST. Give me 1 sec here, 1 sec here, 1 sec here, 1 sec here. All right, let me see. Yeah, Giovanni Quenda. Excellent player. Every time Mabas joins the chat here, he exhausts all the quota we have for Mod Manor, and then he's not going to be able to respond to a lot of the comments there. All right, let's see. Enzo Fernandez is a player I love a lot, and I respect him, and because I understand him very, very well. And I have my bro in the house in Vic, my bro. I do hope you're doing well. So here, Liam Rosenior says he's happy. Mahmoud Sarr has come back and that he wanted him at Chelsea. Okay, so you got your man, and now give us results. We're all happy, and I like the kid actually. He's done well for himself. He does come across as a very humble player, always open to learn. His exploits, AFCON exposure, a huge plus for us. When I heard that he was called on for the he was called to come represent the Senegalese national team, that was the way I wanted to phrase that, but I lost it. That made me happy. You can say to our advantage, he gets that exposure, become a much more experienced in turn, and a much better player. But I like Mahmoud Sarr. He's good on the ball, has good passing range, Very calm on the ball too. Very calm on the ball, puts in good tackles, times his tackles very well. But I want him to do a little more of what what led to me pushing for the club to get the deal for what's his name, Jeremy Jackie across the line. I want him engage in more proactive defending. Don't always wait for the opposition to get closer to the final third, or maybe getting to the 18-yard or 6-yard box before trying to stop them. You mitigate the risk of them getting the chance to shoot if you engage in proactive defending, which Jeremy Jackie does a lot. I think he does it, but I'd like him to do it even more. My bro here says, Kachila, I watch Strasbourg religiously. Panicelli is a good forward. He is better than Emera. Intelligent runs, hold up play with a South America dark artistry. Though is a solid right back. But I like Malagusto, his experience and everything. I like Barco too, I have to say. I even like Morella. I liked him, but good thing we have a buyback clause, which means we're not gonna. Again, I don't know. There's another aspect of the buyback clause thing. I think I'm not sure how that works. It's something else called forced refusal. I can't quite remember the terms for the contracts. Sarr should avoid unnecessary mistakes. He doesn't make a lot of those. He doesn't. In all honesty, he doesn't. I think I don't want to start the argument, the debate right now. He's actually much better on the ball and come out on the ball and a much better defender than some of the defenders we have right now. And I'm not going to name names just because I want to avoid, you can say, the argument. Another dark manipulation. That's club decision to bring Sarr after they failed with Jacquet, not Rosenior. In overall, I'm fine with Sarr. But I think as Rosenior's boy, we wanted them both. I think we wanted them both. We wanted both Jeremy Jacquet and Sarr with the plan maybe to move on one or two CPs. We wanted both actually. Sarr was always going to come back home. He was only on loan there. But I wanted Jeremy Jacquet, but I wouldn't have liked his. I mean, paying 16 million euros for that kid, was it 60 million pounds or so? That's a lot of money. I would not have. I don't want us to pay that much money for him. Had we signed him, had we paid the money and signed him, I wouldn't complain that much. But I simply saying that's a little bit too much for him. Really. Remember how Lenny Euro? How is he doing now? I think he struggled to cope with the pace of the Premier League. How much did United pay for him again? I think we did check that the other day. They paid a lot of money for him. We were interested. Madrid were also interested. But United, was it a hijack? I can't quite remember whether it was a hijack or something. But they paid a lot of money for him. And I'm glad we didn't pay that much money. He's still 20 and transfer fee. Let me see. Lenny Euro transfer fee. Okay, 62 million euros plus 8 million in add-ons. That's still a lot of money for him. And there's no guarantee. You can say, but Heston, as much as I think there's a good player in there, but that was a lot of money that United coughed out for him, really. What the team is lacking is a defender and a traditional 10. We actually don't have a traditional 10 right now. We have players who are able to fulfill the number 10 role, but yeah, hadn't played in that position consistently, like you'd say that traditionally that's their position. You can say in this case, we have wingers that are able to fulfill the 10 role. Yeah. Silva-esque. Yeah, but faster. Let's see. Sarr made a mistake against PSG, I heard, but you don't. Did you check? You said name the best. Van Dijk. I'm sure if you look, you see a lot. You see plenty of mistakes that he's made. He's a human being. Even machines that are pre-programmed to perform certain tasks, which is just a routine, a reputation. At some point, yeah, they do make mistakes if something breaks. He's a human being. So as long as you're not actually you hurt, which means chances are, I'm not going to say for when a human being makes a mistake. I don't think it'd be accurate to say that's a one-off thing because as long as they're still human, they're actually still going to make another mistake sometime at some point. So he's a human being. JT, during his days he did make mistakes too. Name them. They're humans. So I don't think, don't judge the kid right now. He doesn't make too many mistakes at his age. So that's a huge plus. If players can avoid mistakes like people think every player would be a class. Exactly. Yeah. It's not, look, even machines make mistakes. Coach, what's your thoughts on comparing Enzo with Liam's, you mean Lampard's stats? For me, too small a sample size for Liam. And I remember what you're saying. The Sky Sports thing. Too small a sample size indeed. They shouldn't be doing that right now. I think maybe at the end of the season when we play a lot more games, then we'd know. But it's looking good. I just it just doesn't make sense to start comparing them now. Both are good managers. They do differ in certain aspects of their approach to football. But yeah, it just wouldn't make sense to start comparing them. So I agree. Yeah, you're talking about Liam and Enzo Maresca. Yeah, I did see that Sky Sports. It just doesn't make sense. But yeah, they have to have something to talk about, and they know that Chelsea fans. You can say they are. There are some section of the fan base that have refused to move on from Enzo Maresca, and every time Liam makes you can say puts a foot wrong, they start bringing up Enzo Maresca and vice versa. It just doesn't make sense. Some feels like Liam is a much better manager than Enzo Maresca, and vice versa. Look, I like both. I loved Enzo Maresca actually, and would have loved him to remain at the club, but I feel betrayed given the fact that he started talking to Manchester City mid October and even had to go tell the club that I'm talking to Man City in case a managerial vacancy emerges there, then I'm gonna join them. I don't know how maybe he believed the club would react to that. I would if he were up to me, I'd fire him on the spot. Really. But that's just me anyway. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. I appreciate you all finding the time to join the conversation. 25 likes, and we're still stuck in 14 likes. We should be doing a lot better than that. Is it true Moreira has a bad... I heard that too, and there's no way to confirm if that's actually the truth. If he has it, I'd love to. And I think if his contract does have a buyback clause, well played, Chelsea. Because they want him to continue playing, to continue developing. They gave him a chance, and Maresca didn't want him to stay. So we had to find a solution that wouldn't mean we'd be losing him. So he's still practically our property, and which means I think with buyback clause means we have what is called the term forced refusal. So we'd have to say, okay, you know what, we're not interested or something. I can't quite remember how that. I don't remember how that works. We'd have to say we're not interested for them to sell him to another club. But I think he's good enough that very soon we'll be talking about him joining Chelsea, especially if Rosenior continues at Chelsea. We'd see about 2-3 more players from Strasbourg join Chelsea. Of course, Pendas is only on loan there. So that definitely is going to happen. The question is how soon. If it be next season, if Liam Rosenior believes that Pendas is more equipped to help him implement his style of play, then it probably will happen at the end of the season. And one of our current goalkeepers will end up going on loan there. But we'll see. More likes, people. More likes. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. Now that Sarr is back, can we please sell Badiashile? An African champion, Sarr, by the way, a respect. An African champion who plays for the biggest club in London and the world champions. Sarr is him. The kid is such an intelligent player, and he's very tall too. He's very tall. I think he'll be one of our, again, definitely, he might be one of our tallest defenders, if not the tallest. Mamadou Sarr height. 6'4". Yeah, so he actually might be one of the tallest, and he's actually quick, deceptively quick for his height. Yeah, so I like the kid. I think we had one with Tammy Abraham, but yeah, didn't exercise that because he wasn't. You can say Tommy. I don't want to get into. He's one player that, even though he did well on the lamps at the time, there are some aspects of his game that I didn't like. I don't think he's that good on the ball, in my opinion. But I don't want to get into that. The players from Strasbourg can save us money as a temporary solution for squad depth until we finalize those next gen of youngsters we are building for the future. Estevão, Quenda, Pies is, again. My hope is what gives me great hope is that he's still very young, and kids will always be kids. The partying thing, and him, like you said, not being that disciplined, not being a good professional. I think that's something that's very common with young players. And also, it's important to mention it depends on the upbringing of the individual. So I have hopes that eventually, I have great hope that eventually Pies will still come good because he's such a talent, really. Representing Ecuador at a very young age, that's not something you can say one should look at and think, yeah, easy peasy, another person could have done that. No, he's a special talent, really. Let's not try and play that down. All right, let's see. What else do we have here? It's a good opportunity to finally see him shine for Chelsea. He's got the backing of the manager. The manager knows him. He was one of his best players at Strasbourg. And I think in the absence of Emera, he was their captain. Yeah, I think he was. All right, sorry guys. Yeah, Tosin is 6'6". Woo! Badiashile is 6'4". What did I say was size? Sa is 6'4", so same height as Badiashile. Tosin the tallest. Okay. So yeah, thank you for that. I appreciate you fact checking that. So let's move on to the next item we have here. The manager's presser for the Wolves game, and this guy Mickey Jam does Jan. I don't know, my Ghanaian bro here. I'm not sure how you pronounce his last name, but let's go with Mickey. He does these things where he presents the manager's presser in a much, you could say, readable manner, like we have on the screen here, and it's always enjoyable to read. So if you're not following Mickey Jan, go check it out. Mickey Jan. Go check it out and follow him. Let's help him continue to grow. Yeah, the kid likened to wit or two. English is not my first language, so pardon me if I likened wit or two, which is the correct one to use there. Okay, Satpive joining next season. Is it joining? And I think probably will go on loan to Strasbourg. But that kid at his age, my goodness, he's playing in the Champions League too, right? Or is it Conference League? Which of the European competitions? Which of the European competition did he participate in? I can't quite. Not the Champions League, but Conference League, I think, because there was one game they played against Strasbourg. So Must have been in the in the conference league. Yeah. So that kid for his age, my goodness, he's good. Uh, Plays, you can say, not necessarily. I don't think he plays like Aguero. I think it's his build and probably and his look actually overall stature. People, yeah, call him Aguero. The yeah, but Tosin has Genti. Tosin actually, I think Tosin's only issue is acceleration. He's actually another player that is he's another player that's deceptively quick. So Tosin, the only issue is his acceleration, but he can be quick. Actually, I don't know, but yeah, I get where you're coming from. And Eugene says, I believe we are seriously attacking next summer again. I think we will. The UEFA, I'm not sure how to phrase that, but I think it'd be accurate to say the UEFA restrictions meant we weren't able to sign all the players we wanted to sign next summer. And you could argue probably one of the reasons why we weren't able to sign some players this past January transfer window. So yeah, we were interested in signing a lot of players last summer, but the UEFA, you could call it a deal. We agreed not to do certain things, not to get into trouble. They could say until we make sell certain players or so, or make measure some certain financial. I can't quite remember, but let me just leave it there. But restrictions, UEFA restrictions meant we weren't able to sign some of the players we were looking at. But I think in the summer we'll be good and be able to sign top level players. To compete for the title next season. So we're actually not bad. Our squad is actually we have a very good squad with just a few signings away to be one of the best teams in England, really. And the ones we have, the players that 2 seasons ago uh, were very young, weren't that experienced. I think they've garnered enough experience, and the fact that they won 2 trophies changes a lot. I believe, I think I believe that too, bro. So let's go back to the presentation window and read what Mickey Jan has for us. Liam Rosenior's full pre-Wolves press conference. Liam Rosenior on injury updates. Jamie Gittens, Reece James, and Neto. Jamie is looking more long term. It's a real shame. A tear in his hamstring. I cannot ever say it's too early to know how long. I don't know yet if Reece James and Pedro Neto will be fit. We had training today. We will check them tomorrow and make a decision. Always a few signs that went, no. I think it's a bit different right now. Honestly, it's a bit different right now. As much as I think we need like 2 center backs or at least one more. I think we need a traditional 10 at least. We don't have any. Been saying that before since last 2 seasons. We only have players who are versatile enough to be able to fulfill the 10 role, but aren't traditionally a 10. But just go away. Look, you don't know that I don't like you. So why are you almost always trying to come talk to me here? Yeah, remind me next season. Just can you leave me alone to host the show, Vic? All right. So the second paragraph here, Liam Rosenior on Palmer's management. What we are doing, not just with Cole Palmer, but with all the players, is doing the right tests. We are making sure these players can play at the level they need to be. He's been magnificent. He wants to play every minute of the game, of every game, but he's also maturing as a human being and understands the bigger picture. The lads played the Club World Cup and had no break. They have World Cups to go to. So it's important. I don't think you can say. I'm not sure how to get this point across effectively. Uh, the reason, some of the things we can say when some of the during some of the games when our players looked tired, looked used, or whatever language you prefer, um, in those games, in my opinion, the Club World Cup was definitely a factor because the Club World Cup meant they didn't go on holidays on time. They didn't go on holiday on time like they usually do. They spent majority of the time that they usually spend on holiday participating in the Club World Cup. That definitely was an issue, but I think we've overcome that now. That's just at least my opinion. Let's see the next one, Liam Rosenior on the Arsenal defeat and noise around it. A lot of nonsense being said. A lot of Chelsea fans have become, you can say, they're now Carlo Ancelotti from a tactical perspective, spewing nonsense with regard to how they believe the manager should have approached the game. Yeah, some call him coward, all sorts of nonsense, but I don't want to get into that. So he reads the noise doesn't surprise me at all. That comes with the territory of being a manager. Yeah. What other teams do has nothing to do with me. What people think about the way my teams play makes no difference to my decision making. We didn't go through, so there are always things you can do differently. But that was a very, very solid performance, and the game could have easily gone either way. I agree, could have, but we lost it, and we'll move on. For me, the way I see it, actually, less load on the players. Yeah, we concentrate one more cup game, and then the Champions League and the Premier League. Yeah, well, less less workload on the players, and that's how I want to see it. Period. We will. Jesse Drew. Okay, yeah. I don't know that kid very well. I've heard a lot of people talk about. I've heard that he's been he has since been added to the first team. Given Jamie Gittens' absence, I'd like to see him. I haven't even actually watched clips of him. I heard he's good, but he looks like a big kid going by his picture. He can cover offensive midfield role. I have no doubt in that. Seeing him and his style of play. Can you educate me more on the sort of player that he is? I know nothing about him beyond his name, beyond the fact that I know he's a Chelsea player. I don't know much about JC Derry. I think that's definitely the accurate way to pronounce his last name. Um, so give me one second. All right. Yeah, I hope he gets a chance. So the next paragraph here, what else do we have? Enzo Fernandez has been top. Oh yeah, an excellent player. I know Quacha doesn't like him. Where is he? Let's hear him say something. Let's him counter your comment that Enzo, yeah, that he's been top. Liam Rosino on Palmer's frustration. You want all of your players to be 100% of the time, but that's not going to happen. Frustration isn't the word. I am trying to get the best out of him and the rest of the team while taking into account the games coming up. It's not about not being able to play, it's making sure he feels right and is contributing the way he wants to. Yeah, and the way he can. And you could argue, I think it makes it important to add the way we expect him to, the sort of level that we expect a player like Cole Palmer to perform. We want him to be performing at that level. Liam Rosenior on Garnacho criticisms. I've spoken to all the players. I don't know where the criticism comes from. Ghana had a difficult half against West Ham, but he showed some really bright moments coming in against Arsenal. Liam Rosenior on player reaction to Arsenal loss, massive blow. We believed we could go through, and it nearly worked. He did a Mourinho that day, in my opinion, and it nearly worked. The lads were devastated, and rightfully so. you get setbacks in life. And the question is, in my opinion, that's me remixing that comment. The question is, how do you deal with it? The question is how you deal with that setback. Are you going to let it weigh you down, hold you down? Or are you going to stand up, dust your shoulders off, and find a solution and learn? You can say from that setback, and then be more prepared to tackle the next setback that you adversity you'd face as a human being. And that's the way I operate, honestly. And I'm blessed that you can say that I was brought up that way. Nothing weighs me. I move on quickly. All right, but that's by the way. Let's move on to the next item we have here. Anything else? I think it's time we get to the show. And the rumors also are circulating some Argentine sports outlets suggesting that we already have a personal agreement in place with Julian Alvarez, former Manchester City forward, who went to Atletico Madrid. That we already have an agreement in place with him. I don't know whether to believe it. I think it's absolute horse dog. I don't think we can afford his salary right now. Until I see it happen, then I can believe it. But of course, it's out there. I don't know. I'd like us to sign him, but I'm quite sure that particular report is absolute horse dung, irrespective of the outlet or how respective of the outlet is until I see it happen. Because yeah, his salary a huge issue for me. Before I go to sleep, Arsenal were scared of us. I think it'd be accurate to say that. Yeah, they defended resolutely, irrespective of how a lot of people think we approached the game. We employed a cautious approach, and I did the same. Would have been a lot riskier had we gone into that game with the scattergun approach, hell bent on just attacking, playing without. That game would have been over in the first 15 minutes. So I agree with you. And look, they knew it wasn't easy. Yeah, it wasn't easy for them. It was a kind. You can say they hit us on the break because we were at the time pushing to get a goal. So, but here's the thing: I don't know why a lot of people were saying some nonsense online. Even Paul Merson, how do you pronounce it? Paul Merson or Merson? I'm not sure how you pronounce his last name. A Chelsea fan. Did he play for Chelsea? I've heard he played for Chelsea, but mainly played a lot for another club than Chelsea. I don't know. Arsenal, maybe, I don't know. Saying that we coward or something to that effect. I could not believe my ears. The manager proved that yeah, he's an excellent tactician, and on the day we were unlucky. It didn't work. And some are saying actually we should have been awarded a penalty. We can file that report with Jackie. Jeremy Jackie. I'm told it's pronounced Jackie. Been told it's pronounced Jackie, not Jackie. Yeah, Arsenal. Okay, yeah. Now he played. I've heard that he played a lot more for them, but he did finish his career at Chelsea. Correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah, but I'm not sure. It's funny, really. Yeah, let's see. Rodri Mendoza, the 20-year-old guy that Athletic bought for 16 million. Don't know how we missed him. Probably because yeah, we were not allowed to spend that much at the moment, given the UEFA restriction, and I cannot elaborate on what the restriction at the moment is in particular. I'm just not well educated on what that is. Yeah. All right. Let's see. What else do we have here? Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. So we're gonna go to our web app. This is Chelsea Perspectives on web app. Where on the web app you have lineup builder downloadable. Like if I build this, I can download it by clicking here. I can change the shape here to this. So let's show you everything we have on our website. So I'm going to go to the home page. I need to minimize this. So I'm going to go to the home page. Then we'll see the game for tomorrow. And it's easy. If you follow. This is the homepage here. Sorry, I didn't know that I wasn't that I was not on the presentation window. This is a Chelsea Perspective where URL www.chelseaperspective.com. That's where our web app lives. When you get to the home page, if you're not signed in, you're not going to see this AI stuff that we're working on. We're training it to accurately predict the outcome of games, but be aware that it can only give you it makes predictions based on the most likely outcome of a particular game. It doesn't because the game is played over 90 minutes. Over 90 minutes was added time, and once the kickoff whistle is blown, things become fluid. Yeah, not statistics thrown out the window and all that. So, but if you go to www.chelseaperspective.com, you will see request access. Once you do that, I will see that you've requested access. Then I will grant you access. That way, you'll be able to have fun with it, and you can also download it as an app, so it behaves like a native app on your device or your desktop. So it has players. Let me just walk you through what you can enjoy if you sign up, and everything is free. So you go to players, you see all Chelsea players here. You see the goalkeepers. Let's just go one by one. You see goalkeepers here. It shows you all the goalkeepers. We have Slonina and the other guy there. You go defenders. It will show you all the defenders we have here. Trevor Chalobah, Marco Correa, Wesley Fofana, Yorel Hato, Reece James. It shows you all of them. And when you go to midfielders, it will show you all of them. Forwards, it will show you all of them. When you click on players on loan, it shows you Mike Penders, Omari Kellyman, Kendra Pies. This has to change to River Plate. Nicholas Jackson, Bayern Munich. He has 5 goals in total. Sarr is back. So we need to update some stuff. But you see all the things. Then you can go to schedule. You can go to schedule here on the Chelsea Perspective web app. You see our next game against Wolves. You see it here. You can compare the two teams. You click on compare. So it does, it's magic. Let me show you that. See what it does. But keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. It compares it. It brings it up here. You see, it shows you how Chelsea compare to Wolves in terms of attacking, goals, pressing, physicality, defending, counterattacks, possession, and it gives you the color code. What team bears what color in the spider chart? Our last 5 games, we won 4, lost 1. Their last 5 games, they lost 2, drew 2, won 1. In total, we've scored 43 goals in the Premier League. They've scored 15. We've conceded 27. They've conceded 45. You see all those things there, head to head. The head to head, we made it a bit different, sticking with the last 5 games. The last 5 games, we won 4. They won 1, no draws. So most likely there's going to be a winner tomorrow. So I'm going to go back to the schedule again. So I think a lot of fun, actually. So if you're not, everything is free. Everything is free. So we look, I just spilled coffee here. We've looked at, I spilled my coffee here. That happens all the time. No, that hasn't happened in a while. And let me be honest here. Oh, shoot. It's going to be very, very messy. So, but go check it. You have a lot of fun with it, and it's free. More importantly. So what else do we have here? You can predict. You can click on predict, then you predict the score of the game. So I'm going to go to homepage right now. Let me show you something else you can do in the home on the home. Jesus Christ, on the homepage. Looks like this thing poured on my spot here. All right, let me just go to the homepage. I'm going to excuse myself in a bit to get something to drain this coffee here. Coffee on the floor here. All right, let's see. So when you're here, you see the countdown for the next game. That's Chelsea for Match Host Trend TV. That's Chelsea Perspective's web app. You see statistics about Chelsea. You see players on loan. You follow their progress. You can build a lineup and download it. So this is Chelsea's next game. So what you do here, if you click this thing, this is, by the way, custom made for Chelsea Perspective. But if you're a Chelsea content creator, you can use it. Yeah, and I'll show you. So you click on the Juju predictor, and We want again. It works with statistics, and that doesn't mean that would most definitely be the outcome. It works with statistics, current team form, players' availability to predict the most likely outcome of the game. So it's predicting, the Juju predictor is predicting that Chelsea will beat Wolves 3-0 away. That doesn't mean that Chelsea will most definitely beat them. But the Juju predictor uses AI, statistical formulas, player availability, team form, and everything. You said disparity in player qualities. Yeah, I think that works too, to predict the most likely outcome. So most likely 62% Chelsea will win, 12% a draw, and 26% it ends again was to beat Chelsea. So it takes into consideration all those things. And after each game, uh, um, you can come and click on rate player, where you get to rate the Chelsea players that played on the day. So at the end of the day, we usually have, I'll look at it to see, say, the average rating. We don't have too many users now. I think we have about 40 to 50 users, and not all of them are active. There are also quizzes. There are also on this day, uh, row where you get 3 on this day items. Like this one, the day we beat Aston Villa 3-1. This one, the day we beat Sheffield United 2-1. This one, the day we beat Bournemouth 3-0. What else can you do here? You can click on statistics. So you see statistics for Chelsea players. You see it here? You can click sync to update it to make sure it's up to date. João Pedro, 12 goals. I don't know whether that's accurate. I haven't compared it to anywhere. Enzo Fernandez, 11 goals. Pedro Neto, 7 goals. Estevão, 6 goals. Alejandro Garnacho, 6 goals. It looks like the same. It looks like it's accurate, really. And assists. Reece James, does he have 6 assists? I think about accurate. 5. João Pedro. Jamie Gittens has 5 assists. That one I know. Pedro Neto has 4 assists. Andreas Santos has that I know too. So you can look at all those things. Then you can come back here to the home page. All right, but keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. Wait, Kachila, what's the cup on your table? Which of the cup? Which one? That's my coffee cup. That's this one. Yeah, I don't remember the last time I had an alcoholic a beer, but yeah, I do wine every now and then. Technologia. Big. I like that. All right, but that's, by the way. Let's see, for the homepage, we're gonna go look at what else do we have here? Yeah, the quizzes. You can go to the quizzes. You can, if you go to the quiz zone, you see a lot of quizzes there. I think right now I've created like how many quizzes? I've created like 5 quizzes or so. Yeah, there's one Didier Drogba Chelsea history, Enzo Maresca Chelsea history, Jose Mourinho Chelsea history, Eden Hazard Chelsea history, Chelsea Champions League history, and all that. There's also, I don't want to show you guys who's leading. I don't want to show you guys who's leading here, but I think Dante was leading, or Jay was leading, was topping the leadership board, and I think we want to do for Easter period, who leads in the who leads who leads the quiz stuff gets some gift. Dante won the prediction one. He won the Chelsea kit. But that's why I'm just telling you a lot of stuff to have fun with here, and I think you will enjoy the app. Just go request access, and I'll grant you access. Then you can go do a tier list. You can build a tier list. More likes, people. More likes, people. Keep dropping the likes on the stream. These are the players. You drag and drop them to whether you want. Again, you can change the level to what you want to do. Squad rotation, lone army, whatever. You can go full screen with it. if again, as a content creator, I will always go full screen to make it look like this so that it's easier to use. Minimize, you can save it, you can download it. But what we're going to use today will be, let's go to homepage. We want to use, we want to use lineup builder. So we're going to go to the lineup builder here. Yeah, so we will go full screen. Yeah, so that way everybody can be seeing what we're doing. But let's see. Chimera says that Jorgensen needs to start over Sanchez. Chalobah can rest for the rest of the season alongside Badia Sheila. Give me a CB pairing, Josh and Fofana, even Mahmoud Sarr. But here's the thing, those guys cannot play all the games. The games are coming in thick and fast, and actually every 3 days or so, which makes it even more difficult. You can say, I'm not, as much as I wouldn't want us to be chopping and changing our back line, I think it's a really, really huge risk. You don't want to keep, you can say, driving the bus until all the wheels fall off, or you don't want the players to burn out. That's a huge risk. I'm concerned because, I have again a power outlet on the floor of my office. I don't want it to connect it, so I had to put my my leg on my shoes because let the coffee not connect that to me and hurt me. It shocked me really. Use a more specific language. So let's get into the match preview exercise proper. If you're watching, let us know. Are you looking forward to this game? Let's hear your thoughts. So Fort Mob is predicting, and I think I need to add another feature to our Chelsea Perspectives web app. Lineup prediction. I think I need to add that. Yeah, I think it will make sense to have that so that we have our own lineup prediction and find a way that members will participate, you can say, by vote. Maybe that will help us get a more accurate prediction. But when you allow a lot of people to participate in the prediction process, you get more, you can say, opinion-driven lineup rather than people trying to accurately predict which player the manager was selected to fulfill certain roles. But this, by the way, Chimera, again, nice to see you there. So Fortmop are predicting that Robert Sanchez will start between the sticks. Yeah, of course. Trevor predicting that Chalobah will start alongside Badia Sheila, right back Malagus. So I think definitely I agree with that one. Left back Marco Correa, 260s, Enzo Fernandez, and Moises Caicedo. Number 10, Cole Ice Palmer. Right winger Estevão, Magical William. Left wing Alejandro in trouble Garnacho. I'm not sure how else to say that. And then João Pedro as number 9. He's a red hot form. And here's the shocking thing. Chelsea fans, I think if you go do a research, a month ago, Chelsea fans were actually cooking João Pedro. Even I, at some point, was concerned that I can't quite remember what I said. And Dante said, no, you're not paying attention to his numbers. Chelsea fans were cooking him week in, week out, saying we were better off with Nicholas Jackson. And then, because he had a few games and he was carrying an injury at the time. But look what has happened right now. Look where he is. The sort of goals he's scoring. I don't want to start mentioning certain players. You say with this, whether they're capable of putting away the sort of chances that João Pedro he's efficiently put into the back of the net. But I don't want to get to that. But it's shocking, really. And Samai Momo, thank you for joining, Samai Momo. Appreciate you finding time to join the conversation. His numbers aren't that good. Would you say it's bad? Would you say his numbers warrant the sort of abuse that he got from Chelsea fans a month ago? I'll say no, and you know that yourself. But that's, by the way. Let's see what else do we have here. So the insights. Let's see what the insights can tell us. And I'm going to say this for those of you who are listening with the intent of, you can say, betting on your life savings. That what we say the outcome will be here would definitely be the outcome. And I'm going to say this because we use numbers, and numbers can help you arrive at a sensible conclusion with regards to what the possible outcome, most likely outcome of a game would be. Not a certainty. Because yeah, once the starting whistle, kickoff whistle blows, everything becomes fluid. Tactics could end up not being enough for a much better team to beat the perceived inferior, you can say less stronger team. You get that? So please. Oh, you have requested. I haven't gotten the notification, but let me see. I can take care of it for you right now. All right, let's see. Let me grant Match Host Trend TV access to our app. Give me 1 second here. And please share it with a lot more Chelsea fans. Yeah. ChelseaPerspective.com. Boom, we go there. Okay, I have 2 notifications. Yep. Okay, I've seen it. No need to read what your email says. Approve access. I've approved it. So yeah, I think you get an email notification that your access have improved. So go ahead and enjoy. And I will make some people moderator because there are some stuff. For instance, we don't have to wait for the database, API database, to send a signal that we need to update something before we update them. If we have a few moderators there that have, you can say, high level access, they can always correct some stuff. So, insight, bottom of the table with just 1 win from 24 league matches. That's when I get concerned. Because as much as I think that Charity FC is not that much of an issue right now, I'd say probably most likely still well and truly in existence. Because here's the thing, we have a very young squad, and it's very common for young squads not to take the opposition seriously because the opposition hadn't won any game or have struggled of late before their meeting with the teams that with the opposition. So usually it's very common for young players not to take a particular game seriously because the opposition hadn't won any game until now. So they usually go into that game with the mindset, yeah, they haven't won any game in 99 attempts. Let's make it. We're definitely going to make it 100 to them. Definitely, those 3 points will become ours at the end of the day, which is a very, very dangerous mindset. And sometimes it's not something one do consciously. It's something that you can say that that's driven by the subconscious. Again, not necessarily something we do on papers. You don't put you can say good enough effort because already you've concluded that you're much better than your opponent. That definitely you're gonna beat them. Allowing yourself not to put in enough effort to come out on top as a better fighter or maybe player. But that's, by the way, I've approved your request there. So enjoy. Let us know how we can make that application better. Great work. I want to drive. You deserve an award. Thank you. I appreciate you. Major Trend TV. Just enjoy it. Tell more people about it. Chimera out. Thank you. I like more people to start screaming Chimera out because I don't like him. They removed Isugo from the squad and added Sarr. Did that happen really? Okay, I'll take care of that I'll look at what we have on the club's website and see whether I need to make changes. So, bottom table with only 1 win in 24 league games. And as I've said before, that's when I get concerned. And sold top scorer Larsson to Crystal Palace. That's actually crazy. That they're cementing their place in the bottom table, really. Wolverhampton Wanderers scored in 3 straight matches and just sold their top scorer. They haven't scored, so to speak. Let me rephrase that. Let me read that once again. I didn't read it correctly. It reads, Wolves haven't scored in 3 straight matches and just sold their top scorer. I don't like it when everything we're looking at pre-game suggests that we're definitely winning. That's when I get concerned, but I hope that's not the case this time. Wolves, I think we've read that one. No draws in their last 8 meetings. In the last 8 meetings between Chelsea And and this side, 8 meetings between these sides, between us and Wolves, no draws in 8 meetings. So most likely there will be a winner. That doesn't mean that definitely there will be a winner. It could still end, in a draw. You never know. Yeah, because once the game starts, everything becomes fluid. For Chelsea, we've scored 14 goals in our last 6 games. In 6 games since Rosenior took over. Chelsea have won 5 straight matches on the new manager Liam Rosenior. Chelsea have scored 10 goals in their last 5 matches. Came from 2-0 down at halftime. That was a record, actually. At halftime to beat West Ham United by 3 goals to 2. Could have been that game could have ended actually 4 goals to 2 because I think was it Copam that missed one, or I don't know, but their goalkeeper was brilliant on the day actually. Sarr added to the Champions League squad, and yeah, it makes sense. Why would he just be why would again? It wouldn't make sense to leave him there to occupy space when he's not fit. It just doesn't make any sort of sense. All right, let's see. For us, we have Mihailo Mudryk still suspended. Philip Jorgensen has a knock and doubtful. Pedro Neto doubtful too. Reece James doubtful. Levi Colwell, cruciate ligament injury late April. Tosin Adarabioyo, thigh injury mid-February. Dario Esugo, muscle injury late February. Romeo Lavia, thigh injury still February. Who else? Jamie Gittens, late February. So that's how many players in total. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 players out injured. Tough schedule. We play Saturday, Tuesday, and Friday. That's crazy. The games are coming in thick and fast. So I think we're gonna be seeing a lot of rotations. And yeah, so irrespective of what you think of Jamie Gittens, whether you think he's good enough to play for Chelsea or not, it would be better off, if he isn't injured, because he still contributes, irrespective of what you think of him. So let's. What else do we have to look at here? Nothing else. We've looked at insights, and it will be at Molineux. That's where the game will be played. And thank you, Drew, for teaching me how to pronounce that correctly. I never knew that the X. I never knew that the X is silent. Um, all right, what else do we have here? And have I voted? When did I vote? But of course, 83% of participants believe that Chelsea will beat them. 11% believes they will end in a draw, and 6% believes that Wolves will beat Chelsea. And the sample size is 100,745. That's a lot. Sarr to start versus Hull City, possibly might need time, or if the manager feels like if he is, you could say, as important as we believe he'd be for the manager with regards to him being able to accelerate the implementation of his preferred approach to football, we might see him sooner than later. You never know. Um, but let's see, what else do we have here? So let's go. Let's go to the lineup prediction exercise. I don't think anything new emerged. Oh, look at what this is. I think the comparison that Michi was referencing, and I don't think it's necessary. Really, he's played how many games? Liam Rosenior just 6, 7 games or so. Enzo Maresca a whole season and a half or so. So it just doesn't make sense to start. You can say comparing both. Chances are these numbers might change for worse by the time the season end. But if he holds, then yeah, it looks good. Touches in opposition box 22.3. So in that, that's one metric where Enzo Maresca beats him. So yeah, I agree with Michi. It just doesn't make sense to start comparing them right now. But let's see. But if they hold, then yeah, good. That doesn't mean he's a much better manager. I think the approach, the basics of the managers respect of the two respective managers' approaches, they drive these metrics. Everything comes down to the base, the manager's approach. So I don't think this is anything for me. It's not sensible. It will give us, you could say, it will shed light on how the two managers, how the two managers operate, how they differ. Liam Rosenior, I think, definitely in some, you could say, in terms of attacking aspect of the game, probably will have a much better number by the time the season ends. Why? Because his approach requires a lot more vertical approaches than under vertical passes than under Enzo Maresca. But let's not dwell on this. For me, I don't think this tells us anything. Both are good managers. One also can has does have a two three about he won the Champions League with Manchester City. Doesn't matter whether he was Pep or whatever. I think he has a lot more in his trophy cabinet. But yeah, the one thing also to look at is the fact that Liam Rosinia was more experienced before joining, more experienced than Enzo Maresca was before he joined us. So let's just respect the two individuals. Both are good managers. They differ in certain aspects. The the primary area, you can say, the primary stuff that makes him different is the fact that more vertical passes under Liam Rosina than Enzo Maresca. But that is nothing. Yeah, apples and oranges, I agree. Let's see. I watched Sarr's highlights and his slide tackles are suspect. I wouldn't know. They're not. I think he times his tackles very well. Maybe you're concerned. That's just how you, maybe that's how you read it. But irrespective of, again, maybe you're correct. I don't know, but I'm not concerned. He's such an intelligent player, and I think he will be good for it. XG is irrelevant if you don't score. Exactly. Yeah. Let's let's agree on that one. Okay, let's get to the lineup prediction exercise. No need to try and do. I don't think it makes sense to try and do a combined 11. We could, but it just doesn't make sense. I don't know how many of their players that we get into. You can say that start ahead of our current players. I don't think there's any. It just doesn't make sense, and the fact that they are in the bottom table don't help. Um, so let's get to the lineup prediction exercise. We go. Something that I wanted to implement. But I've been so busy for how many months right now. I've not been able to do that. To be able to switch the team, like switch it that it comes from left to right or from right to left, based on whether we're playing away or home. I want to implement something to be able to switch how the 11 is facing, but it won't be that difficult. The question is having the time to do it. So let's start between the sticks. Definitely, I think it's going to be Robert Sanchez, no question. Even if what's his name? Even if Philip Jorgensen is fully fit, I don't think he'd start over Jorgensen because probably, yeah, it just wouldn't make sense really. Right back, Malo Gusto. And if you're in the chat, if you disagree with anybody that I pick, let me know. Where is it? I don't think James plays this game. The fact that he's labeled doubtful means for me, I don't think he plays. It just wouldn't make sense to risk him suffering a setback. But where's Malo Gusto? Where is he? Where is he? Where is he? Is he here and I missed it? Why isn't he listed as a defender? What's going on here? As Mr. Macaroni would say. There you go. Where is he? Okay. Left back, Yorel Hato. I think Hato starts this one. The big guns will still be on the bench, definitely, in case if they're needed. But I think Hato will start this one. And Drew says big debate who will start left wing. Ooh, let's get to it first. I'm not sure who's going to start in that position. Garnacho, most likely. Most likely. So I still think Badia Shila starts this one. Sam might actually get a chance. I think he might actually get a chance. It's not like he's been on holiday. He was playing before we decided to recall him. And he knows the manager, understands the way the manager likes to approach the game. He might actually get a chance to play. But let's see what happens. Josh Archibong too might actually get a chance. If it were up to me, I'd give Josh Archibong a chance right now, because otherwise, again, if he doesn't start playing very soon, the fans will start complaining, and chances are the player himself will start. You could say he will. Uh, he will start complaining too. Let's see. He says, I agree with Hato. I don't want Hato and Badiashile starting Tuesday. Disagree. I think it will be Chalobah. I'm just saying, I'm not certain. I'm just saying, I mean, there are factors when you look at them, you'd say that you understand why I said chances are he starts. That's because he's played under the manager. And the fact that he wasn't on holiday, he was playing at Strasbourg before we recalled him. It wasn't like he was on break that you'd say he needs to play more, to regain full fitness. He's fully fit. But that's just my opinion anyway. Let's see, maybe if the fact that he's going to be playing with all the defenders that he hadn't played with before, maybe that's where that maybe will be an issue for the manager. Cannot change a whole back line. I agree. I don't think it makes sense to do that. It's a huge risk when you do that. So I agree. So let's go with left back Yore Hato, left centre back Benwell Badashila, right centre back Trevor Chalobah, and Malo Gusto. Then 2 6s. I'm going to put Caicedo here. I think he starts this game. I think it probably Andrea Santos. I'm not sure. Listen, we're just having fun here. Chances are we get everything here wrong. But I'm looking for Moises Caicedo. Where is he? There you go. Moises Caicedo. Let's say Enzo Fernandez probably still play. But I wouldn't mind him, you say, being on the bench and Andrea Santos starting, because this guy, he's played quite a lot since the start of the season. If he gets injured, I think that's when a lot of people will realize how important he's been for us. Yeah, but I know they don't rate him, but I don't want him to get injured, really. The trusted Enzo Caicedo pivot, I agree. Yeah, one of our best pairing. If we start three of them, even better. But do I think he'd start three of them? I think it's a huge risk. That's like putting all the eggs in a single basket, and if anything happens, we're in trouble. So because Esugo isn't available, Romero Lavia, isn't he fully fit now? He is fully fit, right? So we don't know. That's why I'm saying. That's why I said we're just having fun. Really, we're not too. We cannot be too sure who's going to start in certain positions. Because if Romero Lavia is fully fit, chances are the manager will say, yeah, give him a pick him, select him to start. I agree. Enzo does need some rest, but do I think the manager rests him? He might. I wouldn't mind actually. Let Andrea Santos start instead. I think he can. But since we're trying to predict the manager starting 11, I think it might be Andrea Santos. I agree. It makes sense with what's his name, Enzo Fernandez available on the bench in case it's needed. So I want to see that. Neto, Palma, Estevão behind Pedro. He might rest Pedro in this game. I think the entire squad and the manager, they will be doing everything they can right now to get help. You can say to help the lab get off the ground, because once he starts scoring, I think he would be huge for us. But I like what I saw when we had him and João Pedro on the pitch at the same time. He could have scored actually, but excellent defending. I've rewatched that like how many times? Correct me if I'm wrong. I think the lab actually didn't miss that chance. It was the defender, the ball that the lab tried to knock down into the back of the net, deflected off the West Ham United defender before hitting the woodwork. Yeah, or the crossbar. The lab, he could have scored, but he was unlucky. But still, he did very, very well in that game, in my opinion. He's not been as bad as a lot of people make it out to be. But of course, because he's a number 9, if it's not scoring goals, people will always judge him by that. Unfortunately, if Lavia is fit, give him the full game. But we don't know. That's why I'm saying this is just us having fun. We don't have uh, a stable pattern, for lack of a more relatable term or specific term. We don't have a stable pattern with which to you can say that will aid our prediction lineup prediction process, because you know that certainly the manager that he's going to do certain things in certain positions, definitely, but we don't have that right now. We don't have any patterns to work with. We're just winging it for, yeah, that's a slang I know. We're just actually having fun, and then as we get to know um more about how he can say get well acquainted with his selection pattern, then we'll be able to accurately predict his lineup. Um, but that's by the way. Let's see. Esugo and Lavia was supposed to rest them, but it's them getting foot massage and back rubs from the nurses. Yeah, unfortunately, I'm not sure. They've made it a bit, you can say, a bit difficult for us. I have to say, really, but it is what it is. We can't just cry about that. All right, let's see. Back to the presentation window. Let's go. More likes, people. More likes. 21 likes. I knew probably this wasn't going to be. We weren't going to get that much of likes, but we're getting closer to 1,000 views, and we're currently at 21 likes. We can do a lot better than that. We still have 25 people following the show. Let's get the likes up, people. So yeah, Arsenal defenders are just a cut above the rest. They are, but it's not just about the defenders. They defend. They do defend as a unit, and their midfield also, they're defensively solid. Arsenal actually, what makes them, they have good CBs, but they start defending from the attacking area. So they defend as a unit, and that makes a whole lot of difference. I mean, the whole City game, yeah, let's see. But my bro is in the house, Road King TV. We cannot afford to experiment. I don't think Liam doesn't look like he wants to experiment a lot. I think on those occasions where we've seen him start with a certain 11 and then make up to 4 or 5 changes to so within just after the first half, just shows for me the way I read the situation is that he trusted them to get the job done, and then learned the hard way that yeah, motivation alone, alone will not cut it for some of the players. He needs to drill whatever he wants them to do into them, and it will take time. So Cole Palmer 10, no question. Let's see, called Ice Palmer. He's looking fitter and fitter, and that's a good sign. I think we'd see a much better Cole Palmer in that game. His confidence is coming back bit by bit, but more importantly, he's looked yeah, more fit than he's looked in some of the games he played. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. I appreciate you finding the time to join the conversation this particular evening. It's still 7:01 p.m. CST. We got there, so left wing acting Garnacho starts. Maybe we see the lap there, and Garnacho, I don't know, but let's say we could see Garnacho start left wing. Where is he? Uh, Let me see. Alejandro Garnacho. Right wing. Okay. Pedro Neto, since the manager is saying that he isn't fully fit, I think we're going to see Estevão start this game. Even though I didn't select him, I didn't calculate that properly. If I did, I think I'd have him in my YouTube shot predicted lineup. So I think, where is he? I'm looking for, who am I looking for? I'm looking at Estevão. Where is he? Where is he? Where is he? Forwards? I think this interface, I don't really like it. I think there needs to be a tab where one should be able to switch between positions, rather than scrolling. So I'll fix that. Number nine, definitely. I think it's gonna be the lab. I don't. The manager wouldn't want anything to to happen to João Pedro, in my opinion. I think the lab starts this one. He needs it. He needs the goals, and hopefully Palmer will help him get it soon. And the captain on the day says, yeah, will be Moises Caicedo. Scenes, I think, yeah, he's the second vice captain, I think. So let's make him the captain there. And on the day, the vice captain most likely will be, yeah, this guy here in Trevor Chalobah. Chalobah, for me, I given, maybe not just Mike, but Chalobah should become a captain, really. But yeah, don't you think we need a striker in the summer? No, we don't. Emera is coming. Emera is good. I get it. Who was that in the chat? I think it was my bro Adebayo Markhamden who said um, what that the other Strasbourg attacker is better than Emera. I think Emera is good, and he has height for aerial battles. And no. I think we don't need to sign another striker. But here's the thing: this is why what big clubs do. We're a big club with Chelsea. If the opportunity comes, and we feel like again we happen to see the opportunity, get the opportunity to sign a very very good striker. I don't think it would matter whether we have Emera or whether we have what's his name, Liam Delab. I think would push to sign that striker, get it over the line, and then if you're not ready to compete, bye Felicia, and that's what big clubs do. So I agree. So no, but I'm not saying I don't think we'll be out there looking to sign another striker. I don't think we'll be out there signing another striker. But if we get the opportunity, I think we'll do it, and it has to be a very good striker at that. So give me a second here. I'm distracting the kiddos with 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 a movie. So once it's a series, so once each episode finishes, they come back to me. All right, signal me that yeah they to help them start the next one. All right, let's see. We already have the prolific part-time wrestler, the lab. No need for a new striker. The lab would do well. I don't think he's a bad player, and I don't know. I don't want to start repeating myself again. There are factors that have led to maybe if you consider it, if you've looked at his time, his start to life at Chelsea so far, and you feel like that yeah, he's been poor. That's up to you. I don't think he's been poor, but he's not performing at the level that I know he can, and for there are justifiable reasons for that. But I don't want to. I really do not want to get into that. Really, yeah. So for me, I think this 11 not bad. And if you think would be better off deploying a certain player in certain position here, let me know, and we will debate that. Between the sticks, Robert Sanchez, two centre backs in Benoit Badiashile. All right, left back Yoro Hato, who's an excellent player by the way, and I think he's starting to come into his own. Um, give me give me a second here. They don't like the one I decided for them. Okay, I think I've seen something better. All right, right back Malo Gusto, who was two sixes, Andreas Santos and Moises Caicedo, 10 Cole Palmer, left wing Alejandro Garnacho, right wing Estevão Magical Williams. Liam the lap, number 9. Not bad. All right. Thank you for that. Let's see what else we have. The lap. I think we actually and I don't know. I don't know. I don't think that that's actually a possibility. Nicholas Jackson returning and you can say playing again for Chelsea, but we've been there. You never know because he's a good player, and the manager might well look at him and say, you know what, let's give him a chance. If in fact the reason why he had to leave Chelsea was because he had a falling out with Enzo Maresca, then that's a huge chance he plays for Chelsea again. But it's easy to look at how you can say everything that went on, how his camp was. They were releasing a lot of nonsense in the media, and Chelsea were also you can say were also releasing you can say defensive stuff. In my opinion, just to make it clear, yeah, we're not in the wrong here. You get the point. But let's see. Let's go news hunting. Let's see if anything new emerged as the show progressed. I'm gonna go to my bro Vincent's timeline to see if anything new emerged, and I want to hear your thoughts on the rumors that that Chelsea that we have an agreement in personal agreement on personal terms in place for Julian Alvarez, which I don't believe. I think it's absolute nonsense for reasons I think we all know. The average Chelsea fans knows that yeah we don't pay that much, and for him to have gone from Man City to Atletico Madrid, probably his current salary will be something I swear with my life that yeah Bluco will not meet. All right. All right. I don't want to read anything about Unai Emery. I don't want to do that. He's not a Chelsea manager. All right, let's see. What else do you have here? And keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. 23 likes, and we've been streaming for 1 hour, 57 minutes. Come on, guys. Let's try and get it to at least 50 likes. I get it. We haven't streamed in a few days, but yeah. And I think we're gonna do pre-game show tomorrow. But let's see. This here reads Liam Rosenior. I saw Ghana take the game forward. I saw him reach really, really good positions where, by the way, his 1v1 against one of the best 1v1 defenders in world football, Aaron Wan-Bissaka. I don't want to talk about that. I do not want to talk about Alejandro Garnacho against Wan-Bissaka. Wan-Bissaka, Jesus Christ, had 2 assists on the day. Garnacho couldn't help defensively. As much as I think he's a good player, but he was awful on that day. Really, no, there's no painting that in any light, like in any way to nothing positive from him on the day. The only thing positive on the day that yeah he was you could say to some men he was available for selection and yeah made up numbers on the pitch. I that's not me saying he's a bad player, but dang it. Yeah, the last time he was good against Wolves, he was awful against West Ham United. I agree with you, really. So here, Liam Rosenior and Garnacho, I know Ghana is an outstanding player. That's why he's here, and I know he's got many good times to come. He just needs time. Hopefully, he stays. But I think he's that sort of player, probably. Um, because we Chelsea fans, it's more of a culture for us to cook our players, slit them, name call them, make memes, create. You can get creative with. You can say innovate. I call them sometimes the innovative memes. Make joke of them, and he lives on social media. Probably he's gonna see those things and my because he looks like that emotional type of player that I'd say might you could say might find it difficult to not not let what the fans say about him get to him, and that's actually concerning, really. Um, I think if we support him, we get the best out of him. I'm not saying he's the best player in the world, but Garnacho isn't actually a bad player, and I won't stop saying that. He's not a bad player. Remember, I think Bayern too. One of the club, one of them was it? I can't quite remember. But we won the only one that wanted that was pushing to sign him. There were other clubs interested in signing him, but he chose us. But of course, we were harboring they say the preconceived whatever narrative uh, rolled over from Manchester United fans to us Chelsea fans, and still the most you can say disturbing thing is that we've allowed some big Manchester United accounts dictate how we support a player that's ours, a player that's no longer a Manchester United player. We've allowed Manchester United big accounts dictate how we support Alejandro Garnacho, and I don't think that's okay. Okay, even if you think he's not a good player, I think it's our duty to support him so that he be at his best for us. It just doesn't make sense to name call him, create memes every day when he gets even his numbers aren't that bad actually. And we're talking about a player that he's not that hasn't had a preseason with us. He hasn't. The games he's playing for us more you can say I'd consider those games his preseason. I know his deficiencies. I know he's not, you can say, the best of dribblers. But yeah, he's a very direct, you can say, direct player. But you have to play him in games where there'd be spaces for him to exploit. Then he'd be one of the best players you have on the pitch on that day. But you don't deploy Alejandro Garnacho when he'd have to beat his man to contribute to the team scoring the goal. You're not going to get the best out of him. But that's by the way, Serie our champions at Napoli wanted him to. Yeah, exactly. He's that good, and he has. You say, I don't want to say anything that will lead to me debating with anybody, but um, I think that he will come good. We will look back and realize that yeah, we've made a good signing there. All right. Remember, company is at Bayern. Yeah. Vincent Company, yeah, their current manager, and he's doing well. And I remember one of my friends on X thinking he was Bayern made a mistake. He's done well so far. Actually, broken a record in terms of winning streak without a loss. He should be on the end of crosses and not the one delivering them. I think he's capable of delivering good crosses, and he can score too. I know he's created a few for his teammates, but the truth remains because they're not in those games. The one again on the same wavelength at the time. Um, I think eventually it will click. He puts in good crosses into the box with intent, and he one thing he does that I like, and I like crosses to be like that with pace. That the person that get at the end of the crosses, what they need to do is just to redirect them into the into the back of the net without needing a lot of effort. All right, let's see what the manager has to say here again. I'm not sure what's killing you there, Mattress Trend TV. Liam Rosenior explains why he started the lap at right wing against Arsenal. Okay, let's pay attention here and see what he has to say. We really wanted to match Arsenal's physicality at home. If you look at Piero Hincapi, is it Hincapié or Hincapi? The two centre backs Julian Timber or whoever plays, they're beasts and they're strong. So we wanted to be able to mix up with them physicality. I've worked with Liam before, and he's played for me on the right end, been outstanding there. His position is a number 9, but I like to use players in different positions. Yeah, I'd like to see him on the same pitch on the pitch at the same time as him and João Pedro at the same time. All right, let's see what else we have here. Spaces to exploit. You said it. Pointless starting him when Wolves, but probably because we don't have too many options right now. Yeah, when Wolves alive. Okay, to arrive for every ball. Okay, okay, suffocating the spaces. He is a super sub. I think I agree with that. I cannot deny. You cannot deny. He's been more cold than hot when started. I think I agree. But my point is, he's not a bad player like a lot of people make it out to be. But I think he will start, and then if he doesn't want the manager, he might not. I'm not too sure. He might not because of the point you just made, Wira. And by the way, Wira, I don't think I've seen you in a while. I hope things are okay on your end. Hopefully your absence simply means man, yeah, you've been busy. If that's the case, we're happy for you because yeah, bills don't pay themselves. Uh who has right wing? Oh, Liam Delap? Is that what you're saying? Who? I'm not sure what you're saying there. Make it clear. Personally, Pedro on the right and the lap in the center uh, wouldn't be would have been would have been better if we are short for options. Um. Oh, okay. Here's the thing. He used them on the flanks also at Hull City. I think tomorrow we might actually see Pedro Neto on the left and or even Estevão on the left too. Estevão is he's capable of playing on the left. But Bans, thank you for joining me on the panel. I do hope you're doing well, and I appreciate you finding the time to join. How are you doing?
Good, good, Kochi. Big ups and big ups to all the listeners. Let me just go straight to Chelsea fans, and I will say something about our football fans. It seems like some of the problems sometimes we have in our football club, we can also apportion some blame to the fans that we got, and it's becoming like a trend. And most of the time they can use the social media to make up a player and decide who should be here and who shouldn't be here. What is Garnacho's you know offense, or what crime has he created to come and play for Chelsea? And if somebody is questioning whether he's good or bad, they have their good day, they have their bad day. Right now, Garnacho is blue. He's no more with Manchester United. All the narratives and all the bad image that was painted towards the guy should be taken off. I mean, he's in a new club. And if somebody tells you that, hey, Kochi is a very bad person, and you have not come across with Kochi, how can you just assume that Kochi is bad? All because of what you've been hearing about Kochi. So to me, I think what they are doing to the guy is not fair because sometimes João Pedro can have a bad day. Even Enzo Fernandez can have a bad day. A lot of our players sometimes can have a bad day. They are humans, and it's not like they have to put up a top performance. I haven't seen anybody talking about Garnacho's two goals that he scored against Arsenal. I stand to be corrected. Nobody is recommending him for that. But the little mistake that he'll be making. Sometimes when you are watching the game, you feel so bad. Like when they are missing some of these chances, you can get angry, but don't go to the extreme by attacking the person and making it so personal. I think if you are a soccer fan and you really love Chelsea, you have to support the team at any given time. We are not going to win our matches all the time. And I find
I
some
mean, we don't play against polls. We play against teams. It,
exactly. And even if you look at current football situation, even Real Madrid is not doing good. You understand? A
Mhm.
lot of teams are not performing so good. So you don't expect Chelsea to be winning all the time. And people get angry if we lose games. And I think our position right now is not bad. This is the English Premiership, and everyone is doing good. The teams that are below can come up there and be the top teams. That is how the English teams normally operate. So if somebody thinks that we are not doing good and they are doing name callings, I find it to be very, very interesting. I've seen a lot of guys criticizing Rosenior about his tactics against Arsenal. This guy just came in very soon, not quite long, he came in. He's trying to fix certain things for our team. So far, so good. He has won, I think, 6 games out of 7. And against Arsenal, everybody saw how we played. We were the better side. Unfortunately, they caught us on off guard and they were able to score the final, goal in the last minute. The performance wasn't that bad, but you hear a lot of fans complaining. Come on, when are we going to stop some of these things? This guy is so new. He's not even up to 3 months, but I think the work he's doing is so good. I mean, doing things Maresca wasn't doing. Maresca was here sometimes when he's doing some changes. He doesn't want to do them. He was so stubborn, like very rigid, and he stick to whatever he want to do. Something that will make him happy. That was what he was doing. Everybody supported Maresca. So this is the time we have a new coach. He came in and he's trying to fix things for us. We all have to support the guy. He's really doing a good job. So I don't see how we all have to like talk about his performance and everything. Sometimes the team will not perform good, other times they are going to do good. And I think the guy is very genius. We are so lucky to have him. I'm saying this because he has been with the Premier League for a very long time, back in the early 2000s. And I can tell you that even some of these Chelsea fans were not born when he started life at the Premiership. So he understands the pressure. He knows the terrain very well. Whatever he's doing, he know whatever he's doing. What else are you expecting? This is the guy who is doing so good, and a lot of people are complaining. And I think it's very unfair for us to like go hard on him. Let's give him the first year and
I
see
mean,
how
we
things are
can
going to go.
we can request that he starts doing better, but I think we're overdoing it to
Say
some
that again.
extent. Yeah, to some
Yeah,
extent, you could argue it's become an abuse.
yeah, which
Yeah,
is not
yeah.
fair
So
because
unfortunately, it is what it is. But let's see. Madrid are not good because they're what the same. I think Mbappe is Madrid's biggest problem. I think that's a video. If you send me a message, I'll try and find that video and send it to you, match host. Not blues related. Senegalese ran manager wants a money percentage of Jacques transfer as he believes he developed him. This is the first situation I've heard a manager wanting some money. Jesus Christ. I'm not sure what to make of that. That's greed. Seriously. Seriously? The club the is he working for rent for free? Sometimes good, sometimes bad. I agree. He's been lukewarm. It's something you accept for players like Judge who needs to mature. Garnacho isn't new to English football. He's played enough games, and I think, but at the same time, I think we have every right to criticize him. But I think you should do it
constructively,
in a
Kochi.
good way, not make it an
Yes.
abuse, really. Yet has been making schoolboy errors when starting games. I agree with that. My concern is that we've become you can say we've started abusing him and not critiquing him objectively. Garnacho is underperforming. He needs to step up. We have to qualify for a top four. Leave all these emotional. Here's the thing. I understand where you're coming from, and I agree. I'm just saying, but I haven't seen you abuse him. I've seen people, if you listen to what they say about the kid, a 21-year-old kid, at most 22, you know if he sees it, probably going to need to go talk to a shrink.
And Kochi,
If you get my
Ganacho,
point. Yeah, go
Gan-
ahead.
Ganacho looked like an experienced player, but this guy is still young. Just that he joined the Premier League at a very young age, and he's still learning. Somebody will be like, "Oh, he has been here for long." Let's not forget that Ganacho at a point was one of the golden boys out there. A lot of teams were looking for him, and he just came here. He's doing what he can do. In fact, if you criticize a guy and he can go to social media and he absorb all those things, how are you expecting him to perform? Because he knows the little mistake he's going to make, the fans are going to come after him. So in a way, he's not going to be even comfortable with the ball. Football comes with energy and also your psyche. If you are not, you don't psych yourself very well and you go out there, obviously you're going to make a lot of mistakes. So we should let the guy feel at home. Let him be part of us. He's part of Chelsea right now. He has a contract with us. And let's not forget that Garnacho has worked under so many coaches. Some of them screwed him up. You understand? He came in and Maresca seems to like him. But all of a sudden, Maresca left. If you are in Garnacho's shoes, how are you going to feel? You might feel that, hey, the new coach is coming in. I might not get the playing time. But luckily for him, Rosenior seems to like him. He's giving him the enough time to play. So people should just relax. And for the lap, I think he should be very careful before he end up like Jackson because when you come to Chelsea for some time now, the way Drogba set a legacy in our football club, and also Diego Costa set up those legacies, fans are expecting you to step up your game plan, and it seems like he is struggling. I'm not going to blame him. I think this is his second year with us, or probably I don't know, and there are room for improvement, but he has to step up his game plan before he end up in another team. I don't want him to feel like he should have joined Manchester United based on how things are going because so far as a striker, if you don't have enough goals, a lot of frustration will set in, and you can't have the right frame of mind to be on the field. And it seems like he's one of the players who is struggling right now, and he has to do a lot to make sure that he improve. You are playing around a whole lot of good and quality players, so when you get the opportunity and you go out there, you have to utilize the time that has been given to you. If you look at him when he was playing at his previous club, he was very, very sharp. He was causing a lot of damage to bigger teams. So what has happened
He actually
after he
performed for
joined?
them in big games.
Yeah, he caused a whole lot of havoc for a lot of the big teams. So now that you are in a bigger side with a lot of qualities, what is going on with him? Should we say that maybe the formation or taxes that he has been getting is not the way he want to play, or what is really going on? There are so many answers we need from this guy because I feel like he has the opportunity. He's having a whole lot of opportunity to grab that opportunity. We haven't gotten any number nine right now. If you start banging in goals, I believe the coaches are going to like you and they will give you more opportunity. But the way things are going after this season, if he's unable to, I told you something before. I said that he might be one of the players that will be affected because a time will come if you are not scoring goals. What will happen is either they will let you go to a new team or they will send you to Strasbourg. And if he feels like he has to do that, he can also do that and get the opportunity. Let's not forget, a mega is coming during the summertime. And if he also comes in and he's really doing good, I mean, it's going to be a big problem for him. And sometimes a lot of people were saying that why shouldn't we purchase Ekitiki? The story could have been different if Ekitiki was here. You cannot just assume that the way he's playing at Liverpool would have been the same thing when he comes to Chelsea. But all in all, I think the lab needs to step up his game plan. For tomorrow's game, Kochi, I believe we should approach the game very carefully. Where we are right now, I really don't like it,
I
and
mean, the
I don't
fact
know.
the fact that the Wolves are in the bottom table, I think
Bottom team,
that
that's
makes
it.
it a
And
very dangerous game.
when you are going to play with teams that are wounded lions, that is how I call those people. They can really frustrate you. They can cause an upset. So tomorrow's game, we shouldn't be like disrespect them. If we have to get the 3 points, we need to approach the game very carefully because let's not forget Wolves are not that bad. They have some quite quality players, and for the fact that we've beaten them in the cup matches and also in the first league game doesn't mean tomorrow's game is going to be a walkover. We need to approach the game very carefully. We are now at the sixth position. Most likely, Manchester United are going to win their game tomorrow. I'm hoping they can sleep against Tottenham. But if they win that game, we cannot afford to draw or lose against Wolves, because if we want to be in the top four, we have to do everything possible to make sure that the gap between us and Manchester United is not that wide, so that we can utilize and be at a very good position, because we were outside the top four for a very long time. Now we are back, so it has to be an improvement from previous, seasons. We cannot go back to where we used to be back in the days, and especially we being the world champions, we have to prove to everybody that Chelsea is back. And I believe with Rosenior, the way things are going, he's new, although, but I think the way he plays, the way the guys are so comfortable. Even against Arsenal, I was impressed. Although we are out, but the way they played against Arsenal, I think they've improved. And if all things being equal, we have to be at a very good position. And I believe tomorrow's game, no matter what the situation is, we should get that 3 points.
I hope so. I hope so, my bro. All right, let's see. Let's give those in the chat the microphone. Then we continue news hunting. A lot of stuff from responding to Drew, responding to Magic Trend TV. Says I give Rosenior the benefit of the doubt to work on at the lab. He put him on right wing to improve his work rate and just get him more active. Also to just do the basics. Let's see what he does. We ruined Guy loan low to put up with the laps and nonsense on the pitch. How do we expect our loan adventures to work out for our players? Guy must feel confused. He might still get a chance. Let's see what happens here, really. But I understand where you're coming from. It just doesn't make sense that we recalled him in the first place. I think we were desperate at the time. Wolves at home will show desire to try and survive a relegation. Desire will overcome expectation. Wolves have no players at risk of suspension. Expect a physical contest, and hopefully they will come all out to win that game. I hope they do that. Some of the games they've lost, actually, if you watch those games, you'd look at it and go, "Wow, they've been quite unlucky, really." So Liam Rosenior, everyone knows what I think about Mamadou Sarr. I think he's got the potential to be a world-class centre-back. I am delighted he's here, and thank the sporting directors and ownership for supporting what I thought was the right decision for us and for him in his career. So this sounds like he was the one that said, "Yeah, prioritize Sarr over Jacquet," even though I think we wanted both. I think we wanted both because they're not that similar, in my opinion. Liam Rosina, Mamadou Sarr can play every position in defense and it can do it at a very high level. This kid is good, and luckily for us, we got the chance to see him play for Senegal in the AFCON and in the final too, in place of the legendary Khalidou Koulibaly, and he did well. So this kid, he does deserve some respect. The truth is, a lot of Chelsea fans respect him though. And I'm happy we recalled him. So Mamadou Sarr, welcome back, son. I can't wait to see you play for Chelsea. Leon Rosenior, if you look at the flexibility of our defenders, Trevor Chalobah can play all three positions. West can play on the right or center. Mamadou can play all three. Josh Achampong can play all three. I agree. I like versatility and flexibility in our build-up, especially. I don't say someone is just a centre back or right a centre back. This is modern day football. I agree. This is modern day football. This says what I can say is don't be so hopeful. Don't you think Sarr was signed as a second choice? No. You're gonna be shocked. Believe me, this kid is good enough to be starting for us. Actually, the manager probably would trust him more than some of the center backs we have already. You don't get it. He was one of his best players at Strasbourg, one of his most trusted players actually. And I think in the absence of MRI, he was made the captain. The kid is good, honestly. Now Rosenior on Mahmoud's side, he will get his opportunity, but he knows he needs to fight for it because we've got many outstanding centre backs in our group. This is just something that he has to say. You don't want him to take it for granted. You don't want him. You can say you don't want to create a problem in the dressing room that Sarr comes in and starts. So that you can say for me cancels out my initial argument that yeah, we never know that he might well start. I think circumstances could lead to him or seeing him sooner than later. But in terms of him being playing second fiddle to anybody, I don't see that happening. He's actually better than some of the CBs we have right now. Yeah. Let's see. We're Mod Mana is going back and forth. I like it. Go ahead, knock it out with him. And remember, Mod Mana is the AI moderator with training, with attitude, everything to be more to behave like a human more. You can start a conversation with it. You can type exclamation debate and start type what you want to debate with Mod Mana, then start the debate with him. But there are limits to how many times you can go back and forth with it. So it's actually improving, it's learning. So let's say Liam Rosenior on his poor touch. Yeah, at the sideline against Arsenal, the lads have played it back to me on the video, and we've all had a laugh. I like this type of manager about it. Estevão said he cannot believe that I was professional. I like it. I like it for a player, for Estevão to be able to tell his manager this. It shows you they are free to talk to him, and that's good. He has good relationship with them. But in terms of that miscontrolled stuff, that happens even to the best of us. I've seen Hazard mistrap ball. I've seen even Jamie Gittens that has one of the best touches again at Chelsea right now, that he was able to actually trap the ball with his back. I've seen him mistrap the ball. Garnacho has an excellent touch, but he's not that much of a dribbler. I've seen him mistrap the ball too. It happens, but again, that's the sort of thing you get a huge chuckle out of it and move on. And I'm happy that he's able, the lads, the kids, his players played it for him. And Estevão told them that he could not believe he was a professional footballer and couldn't control that. It happens. And I like the way he handles situations like that, which means he has a thick skin. He has a thick skin, but but that's nothing to me, really. It's nothing to me, and I agree. The miscontrolled stuff is taken out of proportion by salty Arsenal fans, even Chelsea fans, more especially. It happens, really. Yeah, these things happen. It's nothing new. There are clips. There was one manager that tried to trap one and he failed actually in a very comic way. So comical way, in my opinion. So listen, this is nothing. I didn't see it as anything. I don't give a flying f if he didn't control it, but instead caught it and ate it. I don't care. Just win me games. By the way, I don't know if this is a crucial point to make, but Caicedo is 3 yellow cards away from a suspension, and given the way he plays, yeah, Arsenal face us in 4 weeks. Is it 4 weeks? March 4th. Yeah. We need to be careful. I think he will be all right. Here's the thing. Given the way he played, chances are we're in trouble. But I think we can mitigate that. Mitigate, would that be the most accurate word to use that? Or maybe avoid that by resting him whenever necessary. If Romelu Lavia is indeed fully fit, But Romeo Lavia isn't as defensively sound and as aggressive as Caicedo. So maybe Andres Santos just to not risk him missing games due to it's an important thing to say, Wira. I'd take Sarr over Chile and Chalobah all day. And then Chalobah is different. Chalobah, he's not perfect. And I've told people this, I don't know. Whatever you think about Chalobah, he's actually been one of our best defenders, if not the best. I have seen Pep mess it up as well. Yeah, but of course, I mean, I think this. A lot of people just get a huge chuckle out of it, laugh a little, and move on. We know it's not. He's not our number 10. He's our manager. So for me, it's nothing. Yeah, some coach. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I've seen that too. I don't get how Sarr gets so much negativity when we've seen a cold turkey performance from Chalobah and Banya Sheila. Don't do this to me. I have to host the show. I think the kid is good enough to prove a lot of people wrong, and in such when such is the case, I mean, let your performance on the pitch do the talking for you. Um, I'm not concerned about Sa. I know he's a very, very good player. I know if people will look back and say, yeah, that's a good sign. I know a bad player when I see one, really. Um, let's see. What else do we have here? More likes, people, more likes. It doesn't look like we'll get even to 50 likes today. We're currently stuck at 27 likes. We still have 22 people following the show. And thank you once again for the donation, Miss Melina, my friend and sister. 3 yellow cards is still a margin to go off. He will be fine. I hope so. After all, we've had all right. Caicedo has been getting yellow cards for dissent, not tackles. That's the one that annoys me really. Chalobah has been hasty, but still, again, not the question isn't how bad he can be or how bad he is, but he's been one of our best defenders, honestly, irrespective of what anybody thinks. So, but yeah, this one here, Liam Rosenior, I see a growth in Mamo Dussar, even his performance in the African final. I see a growth in his physicality. I see a growth in his tactical understanding. Also, it was an area of the pitch I felt we could strengthen, which was why we had to recall him. Let's see, Liam Rosenior. Everyone knows what I think about Mamadou Sarr. I think we we've addressed that one in particular. I don't think there's anything else to talk about here, but I'm just going to show bands, the lineup we created. And by the way, if you want to do this and be able to download it and share it, just go to www.chelseaperspective.com, request access. I will get a notification immediately. I will grant you access. You can log in, build a lineup, and download it. If I click here now, it will download my lineup. Yeah, it will download it. You can do tier list and download it. You can we can also there's we haven't actually been presenting news items on the app of late. That's because of how busy I've been. But you can look at Chelsea players' statistics. You can look at Chelsea's schedule and compare teams. Compare teams that we're playing against next and see what aspects, because of what metrics we edge them or they edge us and vice versa. You can also play you can say the quiz, a lot of fun stuff there. So you need to go check it out yourself. So bands, look at the lineup on the screen. What do you think? Would you do anything differently in any of the positions?
I'm using my phone, so it's a bit difficult for me to.
Okay, goalkeeper Robert Sanchez, two centre backs Badia Chile and Trevor Chalobah, left back Yorel Hato, right back Malagusta, two sixes Andreas Santos and Moises Caicedo, 10 Cole Palmer, left wing Alejandro Garnacho, right back Estevão, Magical William, and the number 9 Liam Delap. Because I think the manager probably he will. I think he will take it easy. He'll start to take it easy on João Pedro because if he gets injured were cooked. So I think he'd have him on the bench and start the lap, then bring him on if need be. But let's hear your thoughts on the lineup.
This your lineup I think is good, but if you want to finish the game as quickly as possible, you don't have to go on this route, especially Badia show against Wolves. I don't know how he's going to perform. Maybe Wolves are under bottom team, and he might not have enough or a lot of pressure, and he could perform very good. But if you should ask me, the right selection could have been Sanchez in post. You will have Gusto, you will have Chaloba Fofana, then you have Kukureya. Then in the middle you can bring James, then you will bring Casedo, you will bring Enzo. Then on the flanks you could probably do Estevão and Pedro Neto. Then in the middle, just let Pedro score his two goals, and maybe he could just relax. Because if you underrate and you disrespect Wolves, you don't want a situation where you go out there and they will give you the surprise of the week, So for you to put up this, I don't know how convincing this selection might be, but if you should ask me, the one that I provided should be the one we should do or we should use tomorrow. That way you get your 3 points and you relax. If you are able to get at least 2 or 3 goals in the first half, you can just make other changes by bringing in the lab and all those guys for them to also experience whatever is going on tomorrow. So I wouldn't say we should use this because this is something we are trying to be a bit, disrespectful to Wolves. And these 3 points are it's very essential, especially
I
as
really do
Manchester.
not know about us disrespecting them, given the 11. Reece James isn't fully fit. Pedro Neto isn't fully fit. And it's not like,
Okay, if they are on the injury list, then this one should be the way to go. If Pedro Neto is not fully fit and James is also having issues with his health, then I think we can use this. But if you use this, uh, the lap, I don't know his mental state right now, especially after playing the Arsenal game. He has come under a lot of criticism, so maybe it could be the chance for him to amend the performance, or maybe he might also still be struggling psychologically. But I think your selection is not bad, but against a Wolf team that are in need of that 3 points to avoid relegation is going to be very, very difficult. And honestly, I don't trust Badashiel. Sometimes he is somebody who always causes games, and I don't trust him in this particular game. Let's not forget Wolves have some wonderful players out there. What is the Korean guy? They have this Korean guy, very swift. They
yeah,
have
I don't remember his name, but I know who you're
yeah,
talking about.
they have this Nigerian guy. What is this guy name? The tall guy. He's also scoring some goals, and there are some decent players out there. So we shouldn't be carried away with their position right now. We have to go out there. These 3 points is very, 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 very necessary. We can't afford to tie or probably lose this game. We need that 3 points to match up with Manchester United. So I would say we have to go with our full force and get the 3 points and just
Yeah,
relax.
this you know, understand. I don't know why you don't rate this lineup, but I'm just saying. Yes, then more importantly, we're not too actually too certain who's gonna start.
Yeah.
we're not, because yeah, we're still learning a lot about the manager.
Mhm.
Again, we don't have a consistent pattern. We don't have a
Yeah.
pattern with regards to, you can say, what
But
will
one
happen
thing,
next year.
about Rosenior that I like is he reads the game and he executes with every plan that he comes up with.
Always proactive.
Yeah, very proactive. So even if he should go with this selection and he feels like it's not going to help him at the end of the day, you know he's going to definitely make some quick changes. And anytime he makes the changes, his changes are so effective. Against Arsenal, like Arsenal is a very good team, so I wouldn't say that his changes were not effective. Arsenal were very good, but when Kopama and the rest came into the game, they were able to step up the game. Like we were giving Arsenal some, pressure. If it was any ordinary team, we could have just beaten them on the day. But I believe Rosenia is somebody who is very clever, very intelligent coach, and whatever he comes up with tomorrow, it will benefit the team. And as I said, these 3 points is very needed. We can't afford to lose it, especially trying to be at the top four. We need that 3 points. So I believe the selection is not bad. And for Sanchez, I believe after some time now, he's really doing very good. Less, errors, and he has saved us so many times. So I don't know. For Sanchez, it's rather unfortunate for Jorgensen because Jorgensen is not a bad goalie, but it seems like Sanchez is getting enough playing time based on what he is doing. And Rosenior has come out to say that he is somebody he really trusts. And if a coach have so many trusts for you, I believe you are not going to disappoint that coach. There is a video circulating, and I don't know if it's AI generated or it's original footage, but Sanchez during the weekend had like talk with the Chelsea supporters. Some of them were booing, and he told them to relax. It's just the first half, and they should relax. They are coming for the second half, and a lot of people have recommended him for talking to the fans. Like they feel like he can be our future, captain. That is how some Chelsea fans sometimes behave. When you are doing so good, they are with you, but when things are going so bad, they seems to like go against you. But I think Sanchez has really improved with Hato. If Hato get the opportunity, I mean, his performance has also been good against Wolves. It's something that shouldn't scare him or shouldn't give him any problem. That way, he can also find his feet in the first, team. And I think Hato so far he has done so good under Rosinia. Under Maresca, he didn't get that opportunity, but here he's getting enough, opportunity. And with Badiashile, that is the only problem I have. And also with Delap, he's having a lot of issues in the team right now. He has to score a lot of goals. The goals are more important. He's not a player who will say he's like a supporting striker. He is the main guy. So when he goes out there, I don't really care about his impact with other players. You have to make sure that you get all the goals. This is something he's lacking, and I think being a striker is something that is hunting him, and I believe he's going to work on that. So this selection is not bad, and I feel like they can try using it and see if we can get the 3 points tomorrow. Yeah.
Let's see what happens. We're still learning about the manager. Tomorrow, the chances are we see an entirely.
Yeah, and one more thing, like João Pedro under Maresca's last, should I say last part of his exit, he was struggling a little bit. But when Rosinia came in, he has rekindled his his energy and his performance. And this guy is scoring goals. So it tells you that sometimes if you are playing under certain managers, you might not be lucky with their, tactics and everything. It might not favor you. And when another person comes in, it can help you in a way. And I believe it has helped. He's somebody who has really gotten advantage, and he's really enjoying under Rosenior. So far, he's someone who is scoring all the goals for us. And the goals he's scoring, it's like he's like a typical striker, although he's not a number nine, but he scored like a typical striker goals, and I'm very, very impressed with the way things are going. And I believe tomorrow. One thing people don't know about João Pedro, like João Pedro, apart from him being scoring goals, he's very good on the ball. And sometimes he's very dangerous when he's in your 18-year box. And it makes him a very complete, player. He's just making use of the chances that he gets. That is something I want the lab to learn from him. You can score, but if you don't take your chances, I believe you're going to be very idle and you can't score more goals. Ja Pedro can score from outside the 18 box, and he's very clever. He can take on defenders. He can lessen some of the defenders for you. So if you are playing around him, you are always likely going to score goals, or he will score goals. And I think he has improved so much. Enzo Fernandez has also improved. And I don't like the fact that Real Madrid are just lurking around. There's something Madrid has been doing over the years. They continue to bully clubs with all the money that they have. And I don't see how these owners will say no to maybe 200 or 250 million pounds for Enzo Fernandez. I know for sure that if Madrid should come with an offer like that, they will say, hey, you have to pack and go to Real Madrid. This is something I really don't like, because Enzo should be part of the empire. Like, I don't, sometimes I really don't understand players. Like, if you take a player like Hazard, the time he was going to Madrid, it wasn't necessary, because Hazard is a player who could have built his empire here. You understand? So going to Madrid and all of a sudden things were not going very right for him was a big mistake. So if I was Enzo Fernandez, no matter what Madrid, I don't know what he's thinking so far. Maybe so far Rosenior has impressed him, because if players will just exit a football club, it's either they no longer like the football club, or they don't like the manager. So if he really likes Rosenior and he has to be here, then I will tell him to build his empire here. And if you have players coming from all these countries, it is a very good thing, because if there is a player out there and we have to bring that player in, the first thing they do is they ask the countrymen in that particular football club, hey, your team is trying to sign me. What do you think? And they will also give them the advice. So if Enzo is here, obviously it can attract a lot of Argentines for them to also come in. So I believe he can build his empire here and forget about Madrid or Barcelona, because Chelsea is home, and so far Chelsea has done so many things for him. Within 2 years of joining our football club, or let's say three, he has been able to win some, laurels with this football club. So if I was him, I would just build my empire here and I'll forget about everything. And for Cole Palmer, I think he's coming back. Against Arsenal, he was not that bad, and he should be very careful with his also position in terms of staying here or joining any other club. A lot of people are talking about him going to Manchester United. Anything is possible, especially he is a fan of Manchester United, and right now Manchester United are playing some good football. They have an English coach who he might feel comfortable with, but this is not the right time for him to move, especially in the World Cup season. You don't want to go out there. And who knows what will happen in the subsequent games. Although Manchester are doing very good, it could be the new manager's bounce. That is what they are witnessing right now. Let them lose some 2 or 3 games. Things are going to go back to where it was previously. So he is also somebody he has to be very careful. He has to stay at Chelsea and do whatever he has to do here. I don't think going to Manchester United is going to help him in a way, and I think he's wise enough to take some of these decisions. If he doesn't know, he should ask this guy, Mason Mount. Mount was enjoying his career here, but he chose to join Manchester United. So far, he hasn't won anything. Kai Havertz also was here at a point he left, and all these players are not winning anything. But new players came in. Esugo came in just last year, and he has been able to get something on his belt. So I believe these players are wise enough to take some of these decisions. Yeah.
All right, thank you so much for that. Let's catch up with what we have in the chat. I was waiting to bring on Jay. I think he's struggling with his connection. I'm going to catch up, give the microphone back to those in the chat, catch up with what we have there and call it a day because we've been streaming for 2 hours and 50 minutes. He's just joining us now. Well, let's see. I'll still give him a chance to give us his opinion. Let's hear what he thinks about the lineup in a bit. Let's see what inspired the app. We had a website, which was just a website where you go, you find news about Chelsea perspective and all of that. So, I mean, it only makes sense for us to equip the site or turn it into an app, a web app that has Chelsea players, statistic, team comparison, Chelsea schedule, lineup builder, tier list builder, all those things that fans enjoy. Why not create one that is unique for the followers of the Chelsea Perspective community? And I think a lot of people have liked it actually, but we need to let a lot more people know about it. We have 29,000 plus subscribers, and I think we have at most 50 people that have access to the app right now. So if you want to try it out, go to www.chelseaperspective.com, click on request access. I will see it. I'll get a notification. I'll grant you access so you can start having fun. Before match days, you can go there, create your own lineup, go to X or Facebook, say, this is my predicted lineup or my preferred lineup. Or you can do a tier list and download it also and show people these are the players I want sold. These are players I want given a new contract, players I want sent out on loan, something like that. So the fact that Rosenior was trying to get involved on the touchline that way, his body language didn't speak of one that was bothered about the game. Let me read that again. Let me see. Where is it? Bothered about the game. Just another slot. Okay, slot. Okay, Mod Miner, you're having a good conversation with him, I see. Enjoy. Anything else here? You reckon we should have Sarr? Why not? He's a good player. I'd say better than some of the defenders we have currently. And that's my opinion. Wolves have the technical players to split Badiashile and Chalova and like a presso. Wow. Jesus Christ. Like a pretzel. Giant Hato and Achabong try something new. Insanity is picking the same pairing and expecting a different result. Badiashile and Hato on our left side. Wow, we are inviting pressure. Look, more importantly, we're having fun right now. We're not too sure what the manager will do tomorrow until you can say we get a good understanding of his selection pattern. Badiashile isn't vocally commanding in our box. Hato will not benefit from that. I think you end up making Hato look bad. Jay will be the first to remind you that I will rate one thing about this chosen lineup. Enzo not starting. Santos has shown faith. Thanks for resulting my sanity. Here's the thing. I think Enzo needs a break. He's covered the most ground compared to every other Chelsea player right now. Any other Chelsea player. Restoring my sanity. Okay. I thought maybe that's another way to phrase it. Okay. But I get it. It's an app you will monetize in the future. Not thinking about monetizing it now. It can help people that because here's the thing: Still, there's something I need to have Google verify, so you stop telling people that it's still in in a better mode. Um, People that are subscribed to Chelsea Perspective can benefit to free access. So I'm not thinking about monetizing it at the moment. What we could monetize is Mod Manor, but Mod Manor still has a long way to go. But the training is good. The brain will be, you would think you're interacting with a human being. But yeah, Jay, big up and thank you for finding the time to join me on the panel. I do hope you're doing well. It's been a minute, not your fault. I understand. I don't know if you can see the lineup, Jay. Uh, what do you think of the 11 we selected? We don't know much about the manager's selection pattern. We don't have a lot to work with, except for players that are injured, then certainly that player will not be included in the lineup. But there's still a lot to learn, and you can say the situation of late, you could say to certain measure have been fluid. A lot of stuff happening. But let's hear you, Jay.
Big up, coach.
Big up to you too. I
Uh,
was waiting to give you the opportunity before I call it a day, really, because I saw you.
yeah, I knew it was time. I just woke up. It's quite early here in India as well. So
Yeah,
I
yeah,
was
yeah,
lucky
yeah,
to
yeah,
really
yeah. Yeah.
get the
It's
chance.
morning, right?
Yeah, it's morning.
Yeah. Go ahead.
It's 7 in the morning. Yeah, 7.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's a decent lineup. I would still make a few changes.
Let's
Some
hear
things
it.
needs to be considered. Uh, I think there is a huge gap. We are going to play Wolves and then we are going to play Leeds in 3 days. So
Ooh,
Leeds
high
is important one
octane.
at home. So that is the only important one I would say. Other than that, we are going to play Hull City. That is easy. I'm kind of hoping a lot of rotation there. And the next Premier League game is on the 21st. So basically, after Leeds, you got 10 days gap if you're not, considering the Hull City and you're going to play the reserve team in that game. So it's quite a big gap, and I am expecting the main players to get a lot of rest in this period. So I feel since Wolves is away and Leeds at home is going to be tough because Leeds are in good form of
Mhm.
lately. So I think the guys, the main players, would be asked to do the duty a bit hard in these 2 games. Uh, and then I think they will be rested. So I still think that he will go strong in the Wolves game and maybe a few changes here and there. But other than that, it's also going to be strong against Leeds because after that there is a 10-day gap and they can
You
all
could
rest.
argue that the Leeds game will be a much tougher game than the Wolves game. They play high octane football.
Yeah, it can be
Mm.
on the same level because Leeds are good, but the main army of their late good form is their home advantage. And luckily,
Mm.
we have played them at home, and we are playing at Stamford Bridge now. So a lot of the leads that we know, which can hurt teams, is gone away because they are away from home. Their form away from home is, I think, really poor. So that is a big advantage for us, but it's still going to be a bit tough. Fighting relegations, all these teams are never really easy. We talked about it for West Ham as well, and look how it went. They were fully charged, and they really made a game out of nothing, and
Yep,
we had
they're
to
already
fight him.
losing, and if they play that is if they don't try to win games, their situation will become. We can say they'll compound their situation by not trying to win games.
Exactly. Look, every game in the Premier League is going to be hard, but it's going to be a bit more harder and bit more tougher when you're going to play the 3 teams involved in the top 4 race and the 3 teams that are, fighting relegation. These are always a bit more tougher. Your West Ham, your Leeds, your Burnley, you know, Nottingham Forest. These are going to be tough because they are literally us surviving. They are literally fighting for 1-1 points and goal differences. So they are going to give us a tougher competition. But anyways, yeah, I think Enzo would still start this game. I think we don't really need a double pivot of Santos and Caicedo. It's a bit defensive and too much solid. which I don't think is required. Wolves is going to play a back five. They have their three center backs really strictly located in the box, so I don't think they are really going to attack a lot. So I think we would need the services of Enzo Fernandez in this match because they are definitely going to sit back. So Enzo would start for me. I think Cucurella can also start. I would still start Neto. I think he played. He was in full training, and I think he took part in the training.
So
So
who do
I
I
think he
remove?
would start.
Garnacho for who?
Yeah, I think Garnacho would come from the bench
I
at the
think so.
best, and Neto
At the
might play on
moment,
the left. And yeah, Palmer and Estevão is obviously going to start in the same position. So Neto might start. Reece James is not going to start. I think.
no, I don't
I
think
hope
it
it's not a
makes sense.
bad injury,
I
but
don't think it makes
he's
sense to start.
nowhere to be found in the training pictures as well. So it's definitely some injury or some kind of, stuff that has happened
Maybe
uh,
precaution.
behind the scenes. Yeah, sure, because he hasn't really taken part in any training. I haven't seen one photo of his. So he's definitely having some issues. Neto would start this game, and then the rest team could be same. Now there is a,
Oh,
dicey situation
go
between
ahead.
João Pedro and
Sorry,
Liam.
go ahead.
Dicey situation between Liam Delap and João Pedro. I think obviously one would start against Leeds and one is going to start this Wolves game. So I don't mind if Delap is starting this game because we have to kind of rotate as well. So yeah, one of these two guys will rotate between this game and the upcoming Leeds game.
Yeah,
Uh,
where's João Pedro's picture? All right,
you
I
should be
can't find him.
looking for Neto, right?
Yeah, I think some issue. The system is a bit slow. My system is the issue, not necessarily this one. My
Yeah, just
word, I
put
can't find it.
Garnacho for once.
Okay, there you go. We're looking for Pedro Neto. Sorry, for the
Yeah,
left hand side. But the lap
yeah.
I think might start because I think he will have João Pedro on the bench, and then if need be, he brings him on because probably will be using him cautiously right now and wouldn't want him to get injured because if he does, we're actually cooked.
Exactly. He's in really good form, and as I said, that one of these guys would start against Wolves, and the other would play the Leeds game. So it's the chances of Pedro starting against Leeds is high. So yeah, rest of the team I'm pretty okay. I would still start Enzo because of the low block thing, and we would need him to really have his attacking threat going forward. I don't think the double pivot of Caicedo and Santos is required in this game. And some people are asking for Sarr to start, Mamadou Sarr. I think this would be a bit early and a bit tougher match for Sarr to experiment. I think the Hull City game is the perfect one for us to integrate him and give him the initial minutes. So yeah, but I won't be surprised if Mamadou Sarr is starting this game instead of Badiashile. I won't be surprised at all.
I mean, it's possible because if the
Yeah,
manager trusts him as much as they trusted him at Strasbourg,
exactly.
then yeah,
Like match
what's
fitness wise, he's really ready. We all know for the AFCON and even for Strasbourg, he was playing. So he's match fit and match ready for sure. It's
yeah, it
just a
wasn't like he
tactical
was on
thing as
holiday
well.
before he was recalled.
Exactly. It's not, it's maybe something tactical, but he also knows the tactics of the manager as well. So that is also an advantage. So he can start as well. Overall, I think it's a decent team. We should be winning against Wolves as well, irrespective of some players playing or not. And this should be good enough. And maybe I'm expecting a few goals as well, 3-1 type.
All right, let me have you answer this question before we call it a day. Should I read it for you or can you see it?
Yeah. Do you think Rosenior starts with a back three against Wolves? No, I don't think so. And it doesn't really, matter in that way because on the ball, the possession is going to take a certain shape. He would have maybe, the 3-2 structure is there from building from the behind. Uh, Maybe you won't have the, two, and you might have the other midfielder going and joining the forward line or attacking line. So it would be a 3-1 structure in build-up, and you would have the other players in the front line in more attacking mode. Otherwise, the 3-2 structure in defense in build-up and the other guys in attack, that is the standard way in which he plays. But it won't be your traditional back three with wing backs. I don't expect him to go that way.
All right, Abe, I hope you heard Jay answer your question, and I think he did answer it brilliantly. Jay, anything else you want to talk about before we call it a day? I think we're going to do a pre-game show. We haven't done that in a while. I think we're going to do that.
No, Coach. I think
All right.
It's all done.
I want to say thank you to Jay and Buns for finding the time to keep me company on the panel here. It's been an excellent discussion and a lot of interactions between those in the chat and the panelists. And thank you to Jay for answering that question. And I appreciate you, Abdullah, for joining. Thank you, Match Host Trend TV, for joining. Thank you, Wira. Very, very interactive. I appreciate you for that. And Tasty Blues, thank you for joining the conversation. Who else was here? My bro, Adebayo Markunju was also here. And Drew was also here. And if I miss your name, apologies, I'm only human. See you guys next time. God bless us all. And cheers.
Chelsea, the dream keeps us strong. Through every challenge we rise, never wrong. With every goal we fly, hearts on fire. The passion unites us, takes us higher. Keep on singing, support never fades. Together we stand in this blue brigade. Tonight is our night. For Chelsea we stand. Oh yeah. The blue flag flying high, fly From Stamford Bridge, the pride that we share. Each kickoff, each moment, it feels so rare. With faith in our hearts, we chase the dream. Through every match day, we're part of the team. The love for our club is a powerful thing. Together we shout, let the victory ring. Tonight is our night. For Chelsea we stand. Oh yeah. Blue flag flying high, fly high. We're unstoppable. Hear the roar. In blue we trust forevermore. Together we sing hand in hand. For Chelsea forever we'll stand. Tonight is our night. For Chelsea we stand. Oh yeah. Blue flag flying high, fly high. Chelsea, the dream keeps us strong. Through every challenge we rise, never wrong. With every goal we fly, hearts on fire. The passion unites us, takes us higher. Keep on singing, support never fades. Together we stand in this blue brigade. Tonight is our night. For Chelsea we stand. Oh yeah. The blue flag flying high, fly high. From Stamford Bridge, the pride that we share. Each kickoff, each moment, it feels so rare. With faith in our hearts, we chase the dream. Through every match day, we're part of the team. The love for our club is a powerful thing. Together we shout, let the victory ring. Tonight is our night. For Chelsea we stand. Oh yeah. Chelsea forever